You can support this show at patreon.com/ASA podcasting.
The wasteland is a post-apocalyptic mess as the sole survivor wanders out about to see the rest. Nuclear explosions sending out the gamma rays from deep within the core of frozen atomic waste. From deep within the core of frozen atomic waste.
Hello, and welcome to episode 104 of the Fallout Feed. I am Andrew, and joined tonight by one of my favorite people, Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
What is going on tonight?
Not much. Hanging out. Excited to hear some feedback.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what we're getting into tonight. Some feedback from our play-along participants. Kudos to everyone who submitted your character build play-along feedback 2 sessions ago. Very, very impressive. Nice batch of stories and everything. Speaking of backstories, we had someone who submitted all their stats but forgot to give any sort of backstory to their character. So, excuse me, I got a little bit of a runny nose tonight. That'll be gross. I'll try not to sniff into the microphone too much here. But speaking of which, we had a listener submit character build, like I mentioned, but didn't get into his character's backstory. So we'll go ahead and jump off from Mark with a W, don't ask. This was submitted a couple weeks ago, and I tried to fit it in last week, but we didn't really have time. We were covering all of our quests here. So we'll just hear a little backstory real quick from Mark here in a second. We'll just ask Sarah, have you played any Fallout this week?
I have. I'm actually playing some right now.
What are you getting into? What have you been doing?
I actually went to. Are you hearing my echo?
Oh, is it echoing bad? I can hop off and hop back on if that's the case. All right, I'll be right back.
All right. So for anybody else that's out there, I guess I can just tell you what's going on. Basically, I'm just hanging out in Good Neighbor, selling all my stuff. I'm just talking.
Still echoing?
No, I think it's better.
Okay, great. Sorry, what I missed.
Yes. Basically, I'm just hanging out in Good Neighbor, like swapping out some ammo and stuff. I finally did DB Tech, which was fun.
Yeah? What'd you get into over there?
Oh, it was good times, man. There are a ton of Vault Tech lunch boxes in that place, all over the place.
Tell me about the Vault Tech lunchbox. I'm always sort of confused. The Vault Tech lunchbox plays a huge role in the Fallout Shelter game.
Yes, it does.
I know that Fallout 4 was your first game. It was also my first game, so I can't really get into like the lore and history and backstory of these lunchboxes. I assume they're just like, people used them for lunch and stuff, but it seems to be like such an integral part of the lore. It seems like, these lunch boxes, these mean something. These are, but I don't know what the deal is. You open it, you get, it's not even that rare of an item usually. You get some item inside of it.
Like a little prize. Like I got a little model sentry bot out of one of them, which was super cool. But out of the rest of them, I got like noodle cups. So I don't know.
No, that bot is cool. That's those things are I don't know if they don't give you any benefits, any perks or buffs like the bobbleheads do. I think you can just sell them and then for like a similar price to what the magazines are or something, right? I don't even know what. It
doesn't really do anything, but
you're supposed to collect them all, I guess. Is it just sort of is there an achievement for collecting those little robot dolls?
I don't know.
Maybe. Whatever. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. But either way, I kind of enjoy it because it's like a little party when you open it up.
It does. It gives off a little confetti.
Yeah.
Horn, like woo.
So they make me happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're just supposed to collect them.
Yeah.
I've been collecting them all on my OG character, but this character I'm just selling them because I need the money. I'm poor.
You're collecting them? Are you like displaying them or something?
No, I just started collecting them and I just have so many now that I don't want to get rid of them. Maybe someday I'll display them.
I don't know. Is there a cool component to them other than like steel? I bet you they're like to steal?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Nothing to them.
And I don't even know if you can scrap them because they come up under your miscellaneous. They don't come up under junk.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm not
Huh.
sure.
Okay. Well, that was we don't know anything about lunchboxes.
Anyone wants to tell us, let us know.
I've just been we'll get into this a little bit later too, but I've just been doing my getting ready for my scientist build. We're going to do something that I just learned about that evidently has been around for a while called Twitter flash mob. I know about real flash mobs, like out in public, people all do one weird choreographed thing simultaneously. But we're going to do that on Twitter to help Carrie Beck with Fellows to try, she's coming down to the line here. She needs to raise a bunch of money to have her life-saving surgery, and we'd like to help her in any way we can. So what we're going to do is have a Twitter flash mob where we get everyone we can, all of our listeners. Please do this with us. We're going to collect all the sciencey stuff that we can, put them in one settlement that you have, collect all the lab coats, all the glass, all the beakers, the flasks, the beaker stands, the ring holders, all of that, Bunsen burners, microscopes. Find all that crap. And the Institute is a great source for that stuff if you haven't been there yet, guys. But so find all that junk, put it in a settlement, and put all your settlers in lab coats. We're going to pretend that all of our settlers are looking for a cure for Carrie's condition. And then we're going to upload all these pictures at once. Hopefully, we're going to flash mob Bethesda all at once. So we don't know exactly what time yet. So pay attention to us, to our Facebook and our Twitter feed, and we will give you more information on that. But for now, and I'll read a post about it later, but for now, go ahead and start collecting all your lab coats and sciencey stuff you can, and we will give you more information in a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and get into some feedback. Like I mentioned, we got Mark from 2 weeks ago with a little bit of player backstory. I know a couple of ladies out there were mentioning, ooh, they really like Mark's voice. Mark, don't let you get your head too big there, bud. Yeah. But here we go with Mark. Ladies, get ready.
Kia ora, everyone. It's Mark with a W. Don't even ask. And I realized after listening to my feedback on the last podcast and everyone else's feedback, really great stuff, by the way. Everyone's awesome. You're all beautiful people. I didn't actually go into any backstory about my character at all. So going into the roleplay side of things, the whole Dungeons and Dragons roleplay and stuff. The Inspector part for Inspector Wilhelmina Langland, she was in the military police. Was sort of my idea for it, which is where she met Nate in the military. Both retired at the same time, had the baby, did all that stuff. And then after, coming out into the wasteland, so like for trying to come up with excuses for character progression. So like on my role, I was given a charisma of 2, so I sort of looked at that as if, well, she's used to being, pre-war, she's used to dealing with people, but now she's in the wasteland. 200 years later, a lot of crap's gone on. She doesn't really know how to deal with these people anymore. So because I'm at Vault 88 with the low charisma and I'm sick of bouncing between settlements, I wanted to build, your power armor station, workbenches, the armor, like your crafting stations, basically. So I needed an excuse to bump up my charisma. My followers are Nick and Piper, detective and a reporter. So sort of looking at that, bumping up the charisma because she's been spending time with them and she's seen how to deal with these people, these settlers that are living now compared to people in the normal society. And I had the idea because I mentioned last time I wanted to do the creative sort of thing if I could. And seeing a lot of other people, Andrew and Chris, one of the Chris's, a couple of others, and Carrie with her Ortiz character and Flash and everybody. was thinking, sort of maybe could we try and do like a Commonwealth campfire? Because I saw someone on the group mentioned they used to write fanfic for their, I think it was Lord of the Rings, their MMO character. So I thought what we could try and do, maybe, I don't know, it might be a bit ambitious, but if try and, like, as the season goes on and we're sort of, the characters develop and motives and everything like that, we could all come together and sort of try and mash everybody up, all these characters up into the same space and come up with some sort of ongoing narrative. I don't know, it could be a bit, like I said, might be a bit too ambitious, but it's something I would like to look into doing. Sort of like Michael's, the pod lord Michael David, doing his Let's Play Skyrim. That's seen me through quite a few lonely hours at work. So I don't know if anyone, is that something that people might be interested in, or getting in? Because obviously I've never met you guys, and I can't do American accent confidently, so I need all your beautiful voices sort of to come together. And I'm a poor boy, nobody loves me, so I can't pay anyone. But I would like to get into sort of the audio drama production, and I think this could be a good avenue to potentially do so. So if anyone's interested, I'd love to hear what you have to think about it, what anyone has to say. And anyway, as Codsworth would say, that's enough blather from me. And I look forward to hearing everyone's quest feedback next week. I'll be putting another one in, and I'll try and think of something to do. Should be lots of fun. So basically, see you later, smooth skins.
All right. That's an awesome
That-
idea, Mark. So you should go ahead and get a thread going in the Facebook group, and let's get organized and get going. He wants to do basically an audio play, it sounds like, right?
Yeah, that's such a cool idea.
So I assume we'll need writers, we'll need voice actors, we'll need all sorts of stuff. So people, I
Yeah.
guess we're going to write your own sort of character story. I keep sniffing. I'm sorry, guys. It's gross.
Fine.
We need to get some character stories together here and start weaving them together. That great idea. And then also sort of like leads up to Fallout 76, as in we'll be playing it all together anyway. So cool idea, Mark. Let's start working on that. Toss out a thread in the Facebook group. Speaking of 76, I saw a new mod that I had never noticed before, Sarah, that turns Fallout 4 into Fallout 76. Have you seen this yet? I doubt that you can do it on PS4.
Oh, no, we can't do anything on dumb PS4.
But
no, tell me about it.
It basically unlocks everything in the game, all locations, all locked doors, everything. You can go and explore every location. Nothing is shut off. So you don't discover stuff, you know what I mean? Like, but you don't have to do prerequisites before you get access. So everything is open. He has removed every NPC in the whole game. There's no settlers, there's no vendors, there's nothing. He has replaced it with randomly spawning ghouls, because those are your main bad guy in 76, and there's no NPCs in Fallout 76. So he's removed all of those and put random spawn encounters for ghouls, because you're going to be your main bad guy. He's added robot vendors, because those are going to be your vendors in 76. So he's found ways to go about making Fallout 4 as close to 76 as the rumors that we've heard. I think it's just called Fallout 4 76. I think that there's 4 space 76, I think. Anyway, I just ran across that today when I was looking at mods. I thought that was really cool.
That's kind of cool.
So yeah, I think I might try that out if I load mods again. But I said on this character that I was going to be achievement seekers. I have not done a fucking single thing to go towards achievements yet at all with this character. I wrote down the list of the ones I haven't done yet. There's like 27 of them, so there's no effing way I'm going to be able to get this done by the end of the season, I don't think. Who knows? I may have failed already before I began. But speaking of mods, we have one more that I would like to mention. We have a brand new mod. This mod, gosh, let me see. Let me pull it up so I can get it exactly right. It is called it's called Carrie Beckwith - Fellows Dr. Flash Mob. Flash Mob is one word. Carrie Beckwith Fellows, Dr. Flash Mob. And for you guys on PC and Xbox, this mod was specifically written for Carrie Beckwith Fellows, of course, to help with that science project that we were talking about earlier in the show a few minutes ago. Now, what this mob will do, if you don't want to waste the time going to the Institute like I did, and I went to the vendor in the basement, not the basement, but the base floor, the ground floor, underneath the green symbol, the little I don't know what it means, but there's a green symbol above the door. There's a vendor there. You can buy lab coats, you can buy clean room suits, you can buy administration lab coats, and there was one more, like a synth jumper or something like that. All 4 of those items with a charisma of 5 cost me 716 caps per round, and I bought like, I don't know, 1 billion rounds. So I have probably 40 different outfits from the Institute and all these sciencey stuff there. If you didn't want to do that the stupid long way, this mod is for you. The Carrie Beckwith Fellows Dr. Flash Mob will, let me read the description here. It will 37, here we go. Created a simple mod to help others get started. 37 different doctors and scientists will spawn in Sanctuary, and all are unassigned and will go into the workshop, and you can assign them to whichever settlement you want. And after the flash mob, you can simply remove the mod. I guess it won't be damaging. So the mod will produce 37 scientists in your settlement that you can use to take these pictures and do this this project with us.
Wow.
Isn't that
Who
cool?
put that together?
This was you know, Carrie, we don't approve of moonlighting, but this is for a different Fallout group that she is in.
Mm.
So I don't know, Carrie, if you're cheating on us. No, it's fine. I really don't care. It's amazing. Someone in another Fallout group made this mod specifically for.
That is so amazing. Ugh, this community is awesome.
All right.
Any community, any Fallout community is amazing.
Let's see. Here's the message on the board. Gamers, I need you. Anyone who plays Fallout 4, I need you to fill out one of your small settlements with settlers wearing lab coats. Build a chem station or something you can assign settlers to and get ready for further instruction. We're going to bombard Bethesda with settlements working on a cure for Carrie and hope that she can get some support for Carrie's fund. What you need to do: 1, collect as many lab coats as you can. 2, choose a settlement and put lab coats on every settler there, or as many as you can. 3, drop some benches or other sciencey stuff around for the extra effect. 4, wait until we give you a time and date and a hashtag. Then we're going to tweet these screenshots at these hardworking science settlers only at the given time and date. Very specifically, we need to do this all at the same time. Don't just start spouting these off willy-nilly random. Very important, as this will give us the most impact if we hit Twitter all at once. And we're gonna go at Bethesda, see if Bethesda might show some sort of mercy and help get her some help, because we're gonna try to tell them that she's bedridden at this point, and all she does is play Bethesda games. That's how she entertains herself. So please, Bethesda, if there's anything you can do, help us out. And 5, bask in the glory that gamers are awesome, and hope Bethesda will love this. So that's what we're going to do. Please get your sciencey stuff ready, and let's sit tight for that. Speaking of Carrie, why don't we go ahead and hear her feedback?
I've been here a week now. Well, technically, I've been here over 200 years.
This
place is so alien to me. I recognize the buildings, the comic book store I took Uncle Nate to, the river, but they are so different now. Even the air smells different, like cheetahs and vinegar. I've been working on that case Nick gave me. Some guy called Sterling was missing, but I tracked him down to the doctor's basement. Well, what was left of him? Nick said I was a natural. I went to the dugout bar to celebrate, and Vadim, the owner, asked me to help him out and get some guy called Travis into a staged bar fight. I tried everything I could to get out of it, but the Vadim guy won't take no for an answer. I've never been in a fist fight in my life. I turned up at the bar and there was Travis staring at the carpet, flapping like a right baby. I can see why Vadim wants to give him a kick of confidence. What a sad case. I kinda felt sorry for him a bit. This guy started calling him, so I told Travis to suck it up and stop being a coward. Nick was only sat at the bloody bar and didn't like it at all. He told me off for calling Travis a coward, but it worked 'cause Travis just punched the guy right in the nose. I couldn't believe it. He decked him again and down he went. I smacked the other guy, but I must have him wrong because he hardly flinched, but my knuckles were bleeding all over. Nick took me back to the office to fix my hand and we spent the night with him teaching me to punch properly. Oh my god. Vadim's only gone and got held hostage by those brutes who staged the bar fight. He owed them money or something and they were really pissed at getting beat by the radio. Sad case. Travis has gone all G.I. Joe on me and ran off to the brewery where they are holding Vadim. Me and Nick need to sort this. I can't let Travis die because I helped trick him into thinking he's a superhero. I caught him snooping around the entrance trying to find a way in. The idiot didn't even try the front door. He was shaking so much, poor guy. He asked if we would be okay and I just blurted out that he's probably gonna get shot in the face. Why don't I think before I say stuff? Thank God Nick was there. He told Travis he'd be fine and we'll all get out of there alive. I wish I believed him. Luckily the gang didn't hear us sneaking, so we got a head start on them and found a place we could just sit and take them all out one by one. We found Vadim tied up in an office. You know, Travis did great. He's not a coward at all. It took guts for him to go in and face those guys. He didn't even know how to fire a gun, but that didn't stop him. Nick was right. Sometimes people just need to believe in themselves. I had another fight with a woman selling stuff in the market. I'm so done with this place. I snuck out of Nick's office during the night. I want to check that Hangman's Alley out again. I snuck right up to the gate of the alley where the bodies were hanging. I'd stolen a pistol from Nick's desk drawer and shot the first raider in the back. A second raider came at me from behind and was about to shoot me when her head exploded. It was Nick. He'd seen me sneak out and followed me. I apologized for leaving. He asked why I was so fixated on this place, so I told him I hate it in the city. I don't fit in there and never will. He said I need to find my own place in this new world and that it's good I don't fit in. That means I won't give up trying to get home. He suggested I build this place up and find some people I get on with who might stay here with me. He gave me names of people who can help with materials and help me drag the bodies onto the yellow pickup truck down the street. We found some beer and sat by the fire talking all night. When I woke up, Nick had cleared loads of rubbish from the alley and put some fences up to make the place secure. There was a small shack, a bed and a huge pile of supplies for me to use. He must have been working all night. He dragged a desk over and said I should set up the Valentine Detective Agency field office here. That way I could still help Nick with his cases and even bring in more caps. But he said it would only work if we had total honesty with each other. He pointed to the pistol I'd stolen from his desk. I know he doesn't do real emotion, but I swear he looked disappointed. I told him I wouldn't steal again. I promised him this time. He said it's my final chance. Anymore and that's it for us. He left. How am I supposed to know who I want to be when I don't know where I am, or why I'm here? None of this is fair. It's not my fault the universe is screwed up and someone bombed the place and stuck me in the freezer for 200 years. I'm doing my best, but like my dad used to say, my best will never be good enough. It's 2 days since I last seen Nick. I need to sort this out. I want to keep working with him. I don't want to be on my own here. I went to the city and found him looking at a most wanted poster on the wall. Some tunnel needs clearing of ghouls. I'm game if you are, I told him. I gave him his gun back, but he told me to keep it. You're going to need it if we are dealing with ghouls. They are attracted to noise, he said. Next thing we are waist deep in ghoul bodies in the middle of this underground tunnel. I found an old bus kitted out like a DRS office with a surgical table and teddy bears everywhere. Nick told me to grab what medical supplies I could. I snuck some teddies in there too. Nick wanted to check out a place a bit further east of the tunnel. We walked past the DB Tech High School, so I asked Nick if we could check it out and he said yes if we were quick. I nearly ended up here. Aunt Nate said it would be good to finish school here as it was better than my school back home and it would mean I could stay with her and Uncle Nate longer. We were supposed to come look around the place next week. I mean, before the bomb. We got inside and the place was a dump. Raiders, Nick said. He was right. They were everywhere. We snuck into a side room and took a few down before they spotted us. I told Nick I wanted to just leave, but we could hear raiders right outside in the street too, so we were trapped. We sneaked through the corridors taking out raiders quietly. We found the swimming pool and there's this guy sat with a freaking bear's head on. He was shouting at his gang about the water. He sounded crazy and really scared me. Nick charged in and shot them all. I came in after him and focused on the bad guy. Once they were all dead, we looked around and Nick hacked into the terminal. He called me over to show me the journals. Bosco, the bear guy had rabies or something and went insane. The bear head was the football mascot head. We took what supplies we could find and I put the bear head on, jumped at Nick. He said it wasn't funny and I looked stupid. Lighten up, I told him. I found a baseball hat but he wouldn't put it on, even since adults are boring. I grabbed a varsity team jacket from the lockers to keep me warm. I would have had one myself if the stupid bomb hadn't happened. We headed back to my alley and after a few drinks I fell asleep still wearing the bear head. I could hear Nick working on the fences all night. He says he's happy me staying here but I know he's going to do everything he can to make sure I'm safe. Night, Nick.
Good night, Nick. Awesome feedback, Carrie. Actually, I just hopped over to the YouTube chat for a second. God, they're a lively bunch over there tonight, Sarah. Have you seen all the people?
Yeah.
What are you people doing? We've got Freighter. What's up, Freighter? Chris and Mark was in there. Sarah, gosh, you're in there too. What are you doing? And
Multitasking.
Carrie. Gosh, hey everybody. Michelle's in there. Shout out everybody. Thanks for so much for coming by and hanging out. Jess. Awesome. Jess is here. The party can start now. Jess is here. Sweet. Guys.
Yeah. Carrie, that was amazing.
I'm really liking her character.
I am just like so yeah. I'm so sucked into her story. Like I want to know more. Write me a book.
Well, do you know what her profession?
I actually don't.
She's a writer.
Oh. Well, then there you go.
Yeah. But she's a professional at this, guys. She's not fucking around.
Okay. Carrie, you are extremely talented, just so you know. I'll read whatever book you write, girl.
Yeah. No, seriously though, Carrie. You'll have to let us know things you have written.
Yes.
People are a fan of your writing, so let us know what you've written, and we'll check it out. That's a really awesome story. I like that she went to sleep and Nick built the settlement while she was sleeping. That brought up the thought: do synths sleep? I don't remember in the Institute if they there's beds in there, but there's people in those rooms. Do synths sleep?
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever seen a synth in a bed.
Does Nick ever need to? I don't think I've seen him do that, but I've never noticed, you know what I mean? I've never thought to look and think, oh, that's weird, you know. Do electric sheep dream? Wait, what's it called? What was the original name of Blade Runner? The book it was like I forget it. Never mind. Stupid reference. Good job, Andrew. I was thinking also, Carrie, your voice, the accent on the computer voice is set to British lady.
Mm-hmm.
My wife also has her like map thing set to British lady. And I was thinking, can you switch it around, Carrie? Do you just keep it British lady because you are British lady? Or like, because I have mine, like I like to switch mine around, and sometimes I have it set on Australia guy, and he just has like Micah Wright, you know. It's really like crazy accent. Do you change your voice, Sarah, on your phone? What's your phone? You're like your map set to voice wise. Do you mess with that?
I don't even mess with it. My phone has the standard setting. I don't change my sounds.
Okay, I don't want to reveal your employer, but
yeah.
Seriously, you should have crazy all sorts of like Snoop Dogg in your map.
It's just all the time. I had Yoda for a little while, like way back in the day.
That's sweet.
But I go through phones fairly often, so I'm too lazy to change the settings on every single one.
Oh God, you go through that quickly? I
go through them pretty quick.
Guys, a little secret here. Sarah's got burner phones. I think she deals drugs.
I deal in Fallout tips.
You deal burner phones.
I don't know.
Gee whiz. Yeah. Awesome. Carrie, thank you so much for your feedback. I really love where Ortiz is going. Please keep us informed on the adventures all year long. I wanted to get Carrie's in there off the top so that we could get a lot of attention to the flash mob thing that we're going to do. So Last time we did feedback, I think we went in alphabetical order. So I think this week we're just going to go in reverse alphabetical order. So that would put us at Rebecca.
Hello, everyone. This is Rebecca with an update on Flash. Since we last saw Flash, she ran into Kate in the combat zone and they found Nick Valentine, who helped them to locate Kellogg in Fort Hagen. He told Flash that her son is in the Institute, so she killed him using the Furious Power Fist, which she had picked up from Swan in Boston Common. Nick sent them to Dr. Amari in Goodneighbor, who used Kellogg's brain to access his memories, and they discovered that a scientist called Virgil had escaped from the Institute and was hiding in the glowing sea. Flash knows that she will have to head there eventually to get more information about the Institute, but she needs to build up her strength first, so Virgil will have to wait. In the meantime, she sent Kate to Ten Pines Bluff and went back to Diamond City, where she met with Piper again. Piper keeps referring to her as Blue, so she decided to pay John, the hairdresser in Diamond City, 15 caps to dye her hair blue. She and Piper then went for a drink in the Dugout Inn and were approached by a man called Edward Deegan, who wanted to hire them to do a job for him and his boss. However, before she had time to consider this request, they got pulled into a situation involving Vadim Bobrov and Travis, which resulted in Vadim being kidnapped and taken to Beantown Brewery. Flash talked Travis into going with her and Piper to rescue Vadim. When they arrived at Beantown Brewery, Flash crept halfway up the first flight of stairs and threw a few Molotov cocktails onto the walkway at the top, wiping out 5 men, including Bull and Gouger. Continuing on, they found a lift. As the doors opened, they were confronted by Tower Tom, who she took by surprise and quickly killed. They took the lift up to the first floor and found Vadim tied up. They released him, and Travis thanked Flash for helping. He said that the experience had given him a fresh outlook on life. Before returning to Diamond City, Flash remembered that she'd picked up a bounty nailed to the wall outside Mo Cronin's shop. It mentioned Mass Pike Tunnel, which needed to be cleared of ghouls. Inside Mass Pike Tunnel, it was very dark, so Flash switched on the light on her Pip-Boy, which illuminated a strange surgery scene set up inside a bus, where a teddy appeared to be performing surgery on another teddy. Piper said that the place gave her the willies, and she wasn't wrong. It was creepily quiet for a few moments, and then the ghouls appeared. They lunged and threw themselves at Flash and Piper. One of them was glowing green. The Furious Power Fist worked very well and even dismembered the glowing one, leaving it writhing on the floor. This gave Flash time to help Piper kill the other ghouls before finishing that one off. They continued down the tunnel, and there was a movement up ahead. Flash threw a grenade, and when they got closer, they found a dead raider and a demolished turret. There was a locked storeroom of some sort, but Flash wasn't able to hack the terminal to get in. After killing a few more ghouls, they emerged out into the daylight again. Piper said that she'd heard about a strange raider called Bosco who wears a teddy bear head living in the basement of a school nearby. She said that she would like to investigate and maybe write an article about him. As they approached the school, they were attacked by raiders. Flash threw a grenade at one of the raiders on the roof as Piper asked herself, "I wonder whether this is normal for other journalists." Inside the school was disgusting. There were dead bodies everywhere, decapitated heads on spikes, on bookshelves, and stuck on the backs of chairs. They found their way to the basement, where there was an almost empty pool. A raider, who Flash assumed was Bosco, was sitting on the opposite side of the pool, and there was another raider on each side. She decided to sneak as close as she could to the raider on the left and take him out before the others saw her, so she very slowly and quietly crept down the left side of the pool. Suddenly there was a splash, and she turned to see that Piper had jumped down into the pool and was wading noisily around in the water. Their cover was blown and all hell was about to break loose. Flash braced herself, but nothing happened. It seemed that they hadn't heard Piper jump into the water and couldn't see her walking around in there. Either that, or they're just okay with visitors coming in and going for a paddle. Anyhow, Flash did manage to get to the first raider without him seeing her, and she killed him with one strike of the power fist. Bosco and the other raider jumped up and went for her, but she was ready for them. She killed them both and took the mascot head. They searched the rest of the building, killing the other raiders as they went, and also picked up the DB varsity uniform. Flash was pleased to get out of that disgusting place. As they were leaving, Piper told her how much she's enjoying her company, and Flash took the opportunity to flirt with her. Piper appeared shocked and embarrassed, and stuttered and stammered for a few moments. Flash immediately regretted what she'd said because now it was really awkward. and the silent walk back to Diamond City was excruciating. That's all for this time. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the wasteland.
That awkward walk back to Diamond City.
It was awesome.
Get shot down. Oh God, I love that. Her description. She works into the story, right? Of course, her
It's
character.
great.
But the scene where Piper's hopping around down in the pool and the bad guys don't see her, you know, that's just like a dumb glitch in the game. Like,
Yeah.
Piper's not supposed to do that, and the guys, you know, would obviously see her if that sort of thing actually did. It's just fun. She's really good. That's also
really
Rebecca.
good,
Are you a writer too? Cause shit, girl, that was great. I just really like how she works, you know, the problems of the game, the glitches, the weird stuff in the game into like the story. Like, and they didn't notice Piper splashing around in the pool down there. That's funny. Rebecca, I think I remember you saying something about being a big fan of Mark's voice last time, but you got something going on yourself.
Yeah.
I like that accent. Where are you from? That's not my typical when I associate with UK, but you know, that's the thing in America. We have, you know, we think we have a lot of accents, but shit, from county to county in the UK, it's drastically different. They got so many accents in the UK. Can you do an accent, Sarah? I always like asking British people to do an American accent, like Mark tried his. It's always funny when I hear British people try to do an American accent. Can you do a British one at all?
Not on demand. You're putting me on the spot.
You don't have to do it. I'm just asking if you.
I mean, yeah, but so I have a friend who is British, and he says that I sound like Posh Spice. He says I don't have a very good British accent, so maybe I don't.
I didn't know Posh Spice has a shitty accent.
He says I sound too posh. Maybe not Posh Spice, but I just sound too posh, I guess would be the right word.
And you just automatically bring the Spice Girls into
Well, yeah, I mean, what else am I going to do?
That's hilarious. Was that not Gloria Beckham?
Victoria Beckham?
Victoria Beckham.
Yeah.
Hilarious. See, that's the stuff you come to the Fallout feed for, everyone, is great Fallout and Spice Girls analysis.
Oh, generic. Okay, so Carrie says just generic accents. British, e.g., British is posh English. Yeah. So I don't know.
Well, then you're totally authentic then.
Totally authentic.
Yeah. Sweet. Rebecca, great job. I'm loving Flash. This is really, really good storytelling as well. You guys are impressing me out there.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work, everybody. Next up, we have an email from Michelle that I read myself earlier and recorded, so I didn't have to try to do it live on the air because I'm terrible at that. So let's check in with Michelle. Feedback for Fallout Feed 104 from listener Michelle from Canada. Thank you, Michelle. I will read his email. Character female named Peterson Blue, with a follower of Curie Romance Piper, Commonwealth faction The Brotherhood, the settlement of Taffington Boathouse, Far Harbor faction Harborman, Far Harbor settlement Echo Lake Lumber Nuka World faction The Pack. Specials look like strength of 2 with armor, perception 3 awareness, endurance 4 toughness, charisma 5 party girl, intelligence 7 robotics expert, agility 5 moving target, luck 2 scrounger. No real points of interest in the assigned quests, but a couple of quick anecdotes. The Beast. Nate was really dead. Giant rad roaches and giant bugs, 210 years, and everything she had known destroyed. Peterson was already in pretty bad condition. So after having killed a few people the first time in her life, when she found a bottle of Gwyneth Stout in the museum, she made good use of it right away. Another one would have been nice, but she felt better, a bit euphoric even. So when that guy Preston told her about the power armor and the minigun, she responded, "Yeah, sure. We'll show those bastards who they're dealing with." Went upstairs and got in the power armor and took the minigun. At that moment, she felt invincible. She jumped down to the street and started shooting at the raiders, or at least she was aiming in the direction and shooting. She had done a couple of them when she heard and then saw a giant creature rushing towards her. She started shooting at it, but almost immediately ran out of ammo. Panicking, she ran back into the building facing the museum, hoping the creature would not be able to get in. She was happy to realize that it could not. Then she started to shoot at it with her 10mm pistol. It didn't seem to hurt the creature at all. She ran out of ammo again. No way the baton she had would deal any damage to the beast. Luckily, Peterson started shooting at it from the balcony. The creature would often go away, and so she had to get out, attract it, so that Preston would be able to shoot at it again. Said Peterson or something. Would be able to shoot at it again and run back to her shelter. For what seemed to be an eternity, the beast finally went down. She didn't hear what Preston was saying. She was down on her knees in the middle of the street throwing up. By the way, even I am trying to roleplay my characters. That's really what happened against the Deathclaw. I had done that part many times before, but for the first time I really ran out of ammo and had to wait for Preston to get it down. Oh, that's hilarious, Michelle. Yeah, I hate that Deathclaw, especially early on. Let's see. Confidence Man bugged. Peterson had already been at the dugout inn. Peterson. Yes, Peterson Blue. All right, I was confusing Peterson and Preston. That's confusing, Michelle. Okay. Peterson had already been at the dugout inn to rent a room, and it had triggered the quest. But she had not talked to Vadim. So many hours of playtime later, when I went back there, Vadim was nowhere to be seen. I looked everywhere, but still could not find him. I immediately thought that I had broken the quest by not having to talk to him the first time, and I was afraid I would have to go to an earlier save way, way back. I have to mention that I almost always uncheck the quests so that I don't have the quest marker on the screen. Oh, man, you're a ballsy gamer, Michelle. I can't do this stuff. At this point, the quest was in fact unchecked. Luckily, looking at my journal to see if the quest was there, I thought of checking it, and the marker appeared right next to me. In a little kitchen on the right, a place I don't recall ever having been to. Oh, yeah, that little room there before. That is to show that even after 2,600 hours of playing the game, I still make some stupid mistakes like that. Yeah, I found whatever the waitress's name. I found her over in that little kitchen. That's how I found that for the first time. Also following a quest marker.
I need to quit
That's what I do.
sniffing.
I just
so gross.
Oh man, you guys who do the role playing are so awesome. I just I can't do that. I'm trying real hard to do it this time, but I just follow quest markers. Play the game like that. All right, sorry, Michelle. For a summary of her journey so far, Peterson is now level 36. She has reached the highest level of affinity with both Curie and Piper. Her assigned settlement, Taffington Boathouse, is doing fine with 11 settlers, 3 farmers, 1 provisioner, 1 guard, 3 scavengers, and 3 vendors. You really need 3 vendors for an 11-person settlement? Oof. She has unlocked many other settlements, but she only has a few settlers there. 1 for the supply line, 1 or 2 for the food, 1 guard, and a couple of scavengers. She has not agreed to lead the Minutemen, but she has helped a few settlements what were attacked by raiders, super mutants and such. She has helped the Brotherhood of Steel at the police station. She has done Arcjet with Dance, but she has not joined the Brotherhood yet. She has not been in contact with the railroad so far. As for the main quest, I've done it up to Dangerous Minds so that I could help Curie get her new body. Yeah, that sucks that Curie's stuff is built into the main quest. I didn't realize that until Ray mentioned that last week. I have completed the Automatron quest line yesterday. I have not started the other DLCs yet. Her fighting style. She loves to use grenades from a distance, and she also uses her freezing calibrated, powerful Mosin. I can't pronounce these words. What I don't. Mosin Nagant. Mosin Nagant. A damage of 153, range 203, and accuracy of 112. Is that like a real gun? Do you have a mod running cool guns? Up close, she uses Kellogg's pistol. 115, 179, and 82. Good Lord.
Wow.
I like that. No, but your first gun, what is that? Is that in the game? Is that a new gun that I'd never heard of? She has bought or found some pretty good pieces of armor, like the Black Ops chest piece. Black Ops chest piece from Deb at Bunker Hill, which gives her a +1 of strength and a +1 of endurance. A champion left arm with identical bonuses, and an unyielding metal right arm with +3 to all stats when 25% or less health. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, +3, that's significant. With the gear at the moment, stats are strength 5, perception 7, endurance 8, charisma 8, intelligence 8, ability 6, and luck of 2. Wow, that's good. You just need to put on like that gray cap and get your luck up a little bit too. No, that's awesome. I can't believe what a difference all that clothing makes. That's great. As for perks, still trying to role play as much as I can, which is really not easy in that game. I can choose her perks in a kind of an organic way, in that I will try to use the assigned perks if I consider that it fits her personality and her experiences, but I will also take other perks if I feel it's more appropriate. So there are the ones I've taken so far, apart from the special ones, to get the right level. See, he was assigned armorer. He's at 3, toughness of 3, party girl of 1, robotics expert of 1, and scrounger got the second level of that. Other ones he has taken. Locksmith, demolition experts up to 3, Aqua Girl, local leader 2, gun nut 3, science 2, gunslinger 2, sneak 3. Now, those are all super useful. All right, I'm sure we'll make more comments here on the show. Thank you, Michelle, for the email. Sweet stuff, Michelle. I always love hearing from Michelle. He said that when he was recording, he couldn't get anything usable, quote unquote. Michelle, that's bullshit. I'd love your accent.
I was about to say, I want to hear Michelle's voice.
Yeah, I love getting him on the show. We need to get him on the show sometime soon again. His voice is fucking great. And just reading your email, if I didn't say that English was not his, main language, Sarah, would you know? He's an eloquent writer in a secondary language. You know how hard it is to write eloquently in a second language? That's great, Michelle. I know he's bilingual, but French is his first thing. But shit, Michelle, send in a 5-minute clip of you speaking in French about it. I'll play it. I won't understand it, but I'll play it.
I'll love it.
Yeah, that sounds sweet. Awesome.
Do it.
Michelle, love your feedback. Thank you so much for submitting, and please keep us up on Peterson Blue. So which was the name that was generated? Was it Blue or was it Peterson? Which one will Codsworth say? Will it say both? That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting.
Report back, Michelle. I think he's still in the chat. All right.
2,600 hours, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's nothing, right? On your head. I looked at my hours the other day, and not anywhere close to that. He's probably doubled me up.
Impressive.
Well, Jennifer, he probably had 2,000 hours just into that one character.
Yeah.
He maxed out every level and got every perk and did everything. But yet he still can't find the fucking little kitchenette around the corner in the bar. Oh, Michelle, that's hilarious. Good stuff. All right. Hey, ladies. Hate to be disgusting, but Mark is back in town.
Hey, how's it going? Mark with a W, don't even ask. I want to tell you a quick story about this chick I've been hanging out with. She says our friends can call her Wilhelmina, but I have to call her Inspector Langland. So I've decided I'm just going to call her Miss Willie. She hates it, but I'm going to do it anyway. So basically, I'm hanging out in the dugout inn, having a few drinks, this and that. Saw a nice little flyer for some most wanted. People want some creatures taken out, so I thought, right, I'll grab that. And then I'm sitting, having myself a nice glass of Bob Rov's Best, and then what happens but Travis from Diamond City Radio wanders in. And these two thugs that were chilling there, they're Gauga, I think one of their names was. I don't remember the other one's name. They start giving him a whole heap of shit. And then this chick had never seen her before in a vault suit and all that, looking tough as hell, comes walking in. She's like, "Hey, buddy, what are you doing? Grow a spine, have a backbone, stand up for yourself." So he does his best, he tries his best, and then next thing you know, massive fight breaks out. Wilhelmina, Miss Willie, she must be one strong cookie because she killed one of the guys. I don't even. It was a fight with her bare hands. She killed someone. So I overheard it going on. Vadim, the bar owner there at the dugout, he's bloody giving her hell, saying, "What the hell are you doing? What are you playing at?" And I don't think I was supposed to be listening to the conversation, but I did it anyway. And I caught Miss Willie on the way out and said to her, "Hey, you know, how about I stick with you and I'll give you a hand? You seem like a pretty cool chick." So we do that, and then we go and we find this girl that apparently Travis likes. Go and tell her, "Oh, Travis really into you, you know. You should maybe give him a chance, you know, if you feel." And she's, for some reason, she just thinks like, "Oh yeah, okay, maybe I do like him." Then one thing leads to another, and I find out what's this? Oh, Vadim's been kidnapped by this fella Gauga because Wilhelmina went and killed his friend. So we go and see Travis, tell him, "Hey man, your mate, he's been kidnapped. What are you gonna do about it?" And he mans up, funnily enough. This spineless little worm that was just sort of quivering at everything. He decides, right, no, we're going to go there. They're at Beantown Brewery. I know that for a fact. We're going to go there and we're going to get Vadim back. So I get over there, bloody big fight breaks out when we get in, killing people all over the place. Get right to the end, find Vadim. He's all bloody tied up, silly man. So we'll help him out and then have another quick convo, and away we go. It was quite the adventure, to be perfectly honest. But while they were having a chat, I was just rummaging through everything, found myself a nice comic book called Picket Fences. I might give that a read when we have a sit down at some point. And like I said, I found out that, you know, quick little job, take out some feral ghouls over at the oh, where was it? I think it was the Mass Pike Tunnel. Some ghouls were just chilling in there, feral ones, obviously. So we went and cleared them out, split the caps. So made my job a little bit easier, because I tell you what, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it myself. And then, while we were there, we thought, hey, this high school, let's have a look in here. DB Technical, I think it was called. Thought, why not? You're the boss, Miss Willie. We're going to go in here and let's have a look. And I tell you, this high school smelt like absolute shit. Raiders everywhere. So we're sneaking through there, trying to take them out. And when I say we're sneaking through, I mean Miss Willie's going through with a bloody missile launcher, blowing everybody up. And she seems like she's having a really good time with it. I can't bother for it, really. Get down into this sort of basement area, and then there's this dude chilling with it. He's got a teddy bear head on. A teddy bear head. I'm thinking, what the hell? Anyway, you guessed it. Another fight breaks out. Everyone's dead once again. So we take away this teddy bear hat, which I think looks pretty cool on me, to be honest. But it is what it is. And as we left the high school, came out into Charleston, found a nice drug den and took care of that and took some stuff away. So we're sitting on plenty of chems now, and we're going to go back and she's going to take me to the place called Vault 88. She says she's building it up and she wants to try and build up a settlement there for everyone. So I wonder how that's going to go. And while we were there, I was walking down south, and then I heard this voice from somewhere. It was going, "Oh, excuse me, can you help me, please?" Kid in the Fridge is coming up later in the season, so I carried on.
Yeah, I think Carrie also stumbled upon that refrigerator already too. Pew pew pew. Awesome, Mark. Thank you for the feedback. Thoughts, Sarah?
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was just good. He's a good storyteller as well, and I like that it was kind of it sounded a little bit more off the cuff.
Yeah,
You know? Like he's just telling a story to his buddies. I really like that.
it's good stuff. Thank you, Mark, for another great submission. All these feedbacks, everyone. So awesome. It's good stuff. Leon, sir, checking in from Texas. Good day, Leon.
G'day, this is Leon from Texas playing Davis for the Fallout Feed Roundtable Season 6. So, just a couple of minor things after listening to the last feedback episode. When I said I was taking Black Widow, I'm dropping Attack Dog for Black Widow. I know I rolled it, but I took Attack Dog last roundtable because I'd rolled it, and I didn't want to do it again. Plus, Black Widow fits kind of better for my character. So I also said that I was not going to be romancing old Longfellow because he's not really romanceable. So what I'm doing is I'm romancing a mod NPC named Heather Caston, and I'm really liking the story for her. So her character's pretty cool. So I'm doing that. One interesting thing about that mod, which I highly recommend this mod, is they voice acted it, and they actually dug around in the other companions' voices and gave them like responses. So like if Heather says something with one of those companions, then the companion will respond back with something in their voice files. So I'm actually going to journey around with a lot of the base companions just to kind of see what Heather says. So Heather's kind of going to be my main companion and romance option. I'm really digging that story. And I may switch from doing the Institute to doing the Brotherhood because of some stuff that I've already come across with Heather's story. We'll see as I get further along. I haven't done much in the main story yet. So that's kind of some of the minor changes. So for the 3 quests for the round table, for the Diamond City's Most Wanted, I actually did not know about that quest, which is kind of interesting. So I did 2 of them. The first one was Raiders at Backstreet Apparel, and then the other was the ghouls in the tunnels, Mass Pike, I think, or something like that. I currently have the Super Mutants in Trinity Plaza. I'll do them later, but right now I haven't really messed with it. Then the DB Technical building, I've done that one before. It's been a long time since I've done it. One interesting thing there is, for some reason, I'm not sure if it was a mod or if he does it anyways. Wasn't it Bosco? Anyways, he ran away from me. He actually ran out of the basement up to the first floor in the little cafeteria area, and that's where I wound up killing him. I don't know why that happened. I don't remember if that happened before, so that was just kind of interesting. Then Confidence Man. For Confidence Man, nothing really special happened. I mean, at the time I was journeying with Heather, Piper, and Travis, so we pretty much just walked in and waxed everybody. Oh, that reminds me. I think it was Sarah had said that she always winds up killing one of the guys in the fight.
Yep.
And that happened to me early on. And what I found out doing is, because usually Vadim says, meet back here at 6 so you can help Travis, blah, blah, blah. And so I would go sit and I would wait. Well, what I found is if I disarmed myself, went into my Pit Boy and unequipped my weapons, then I would get to fight them with my hand-to-hand, and it would be okay, and I wouldn't actually kill anybody. But if I left my weapon equipped, then it would, for whatever reason, even if I unequipped it right as the fight began, I would start the fight with it, and it would wind up killing the NPC. So that's just one particular thing. I don't know if that was just me or if that was something else. But anyways, that's one thing there for Confidence Man. Now, for other stuff I've been doing, like I said, I was going to hook up with the Brotherhood at least at first and use them to get into the Institute. And still doing that, but like I said, I may wind up, because of Heather's story, I may wind up switching specifically to the Brotherhood. So I've been doing some of the Radiant Brotherhood quests. I have the quest to pick up the recon beacons for the previous Brotherhood group, but I'm waiting to do that till the next episode, because I can also tie into the Bunker Hill National Guard, clearing the National Guard Armory. Let's see. I've picked up Hangman's Alley, which is going to be my settlement. Right now, I have a settlement set up in Sanctuary, and I'm playing Davis as being a Nuka Cola fan. So he's kind of got, he had a bunch of old Nuka stuff stored away, so he went and got it out, and that's kind of his little building. But I'm not going to really build anything in Hangman's Alley until I can unlock Vault 88. And maybe Mechanist. I haven't really decided there. One of the downsides that I've discovered with this one is since I don't have local leader and I'm not really planning on taking it, that I have to kind of make do with whatever crafting stations are at the particular one. And I actually don't remember what's at Hangman's Alley. I haven't looked recently. I cleared it out, and then I left because I wanted to unlock Vault 88 and stuff. So I'll come back to that one and build more there. Some of the other quests I've been doing is a lot of the Creation Club DLC, like Captain Cosmos and the Solar Cannon, and I did pick up the Horse Armor again. I'm not using Power Armors really, even though the Captain Cosmos and the Horse Armor are pretty cool Power Armors, but I really like the Solar Cannon. I have a mod that allows me to pull off legendaries and put other legendaries in their place. And so the Solar Cannon, when you get it with the DLC, comes with a legendary that makes it do extra damage against bugs and mirelurks. So I pulled that one off and put the legendary on where it ignores 30% or 30 points of damage resistance and energy resistance. And since the Solar Cannon does both damage and energy damage, it does pretty good. So it's now my main like sniper rifle. And then I'm going with Grognak's Axe currently. When I picked up Grognak's Axe, my son said he wanted to see me use it, so I've been running around with that. Then I have a 2-shot 10mm pistol and a combat rifle. For my points, I have put several points in armor. 2, I believe. I don't have the third one yet. Perception. I have not put anything in Rifleman yet because I've been more doing the automatic weapons. So Commando has 3 points in it. Endurance, I've got the 2 points in Aqua Boy, so that's pretty much maxed. Charisma, like I said, I'm taking Black Widow. I got the full 3 points in it. Intelligence, I've got the 3 points in Hacker, even though I don't really need it because Heather also hacks terminals, but I'm still doing it. Let's see. And luck, Scrounger. I've got the 3 points in Scrounger for ammo, and then like I said, I got the 3 points in Commando. So I'm level 29, and probably going to work on the Brotherhood quest next. And and of course I did Hardware Town because you got to get the wall the green paint. I've never been able to do the blue or yellow paint thing because it's just I didn't want to break poor Abbott's heart. So on the feedback, one of y'all said that if you kill Travis, Shin becomes the new radio guy, and I had not realized that. So that was kind of cool to hear something I had never actually done, even on my crazy guy playthrough. I never actually killed Travis. I never really thought about it. So that's kind of interesting. So anyways, hope y'all have a good one, and see you in the wasteland.
Awesome, Leon. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, I've never killed Travis. I love the guy so much. I hardly ever do the whole quest. I always just meet him over there at the brewery, and he and I go off on our lovely adventures together for the rest of time. I wouldn't leave that quest hanging, and he never gets a chance to redeem himself. I should feel really guilty about that,
You should.
Yeah.
He's such a sweet kid.
But I like having him along. He's one of those NPCs that'll like pick stuff up, and so he'll upgrade it. You can't give him stuff, but he'll pick up other people's stuff. One time I had him so long, by the end of the game, like whatever the end save file I had, he was in like power armor and had a fat man. It was pretty.
What?
Yeah, he'll pick stuff up. He'll hop into random power armor if he finds it. He picks up weapons and upgrades himself. So he eventually, if you keep him long enough, he'll become pretty beastly.
I had no idea.
Yeah, but you can't give him stuff. You know what I mean? You can't equip him.
Yeah.
So I always thought that was fun. Leon always gives the best feedback. I know I keep mentioning it, Leon, but we need to get it figured out. See if we can get you on the show. I know I'm having trouble with getting your Hangouts to work on your computer, but we should do it through your phone or something. Then we'll figure something out, man. Let me get you back on the show. Love Leon, always so knowledgeable about the Fallout series. Always very insightful feedback. Leon, thank you so much, sir. Let's go on to Josh. Hey, Josh, I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better there, buddy. About what, a month out, 2 months out from your operation? Glad you're healing up, man.
Hi, this is Josh with Batty's first set of feedback for the side quests roundtable. First mission that I did was Confidence Man. I went into the dugout and heard Vadim talking to someone about Travis. After that, I left and went over to see Travis at the radio station. He didn't want to talk. He just kept saying one line over and over again about the radio not being that bad. And then I went back and talked to Vadim. He said that he wanted to set up a fake fight for Travis so that he could get some confidence, because so that the radio would be better to listen to. I'm supposed to convince him to go through with that. I had to wait a little while, and then Travis showed up at the dugout. The guys started picking on him. I convinced him to go through with the fight. We did get into that fight, and then we ended up killing both of the other guys. Vadim was not happy with that, but said that he would make it work. He asked me to see if Scarlett, who worked in the bar, would be willing to go out with Travis to help boost his confidence even more. I went over and talked to her in Lorenzo's suit, and I was able to persuade her to go see Travis with a charisma check. I went back into the dugout, and Yefim, Vadim's brother, said that Vadim had been kidnapped by friends of the guys that I had killed with Travis. I agreed to help get Vadim back. So Travis, Yefim, and I believe Yefim was there. I don't have it in my notes, but I think he was there. And I had McCready with me, went over to save Vadim. It was pretty easy with McCready there. After I got done with that, I went ahead and went to pick up my follower, Nick. I used McCready as a follower in that situation as well, and so that made it super easy to get through that vault. And then I used the speech check that old Mama Murphy gives you with the gangster to be able to get him to let us go. After that, I went and did the memory den with Nick, since I had previously killed Kellogg. And then after that, I went back to Diamond City and found a wanted poster outside of Swatters that said that I could keep anything that I found if I would go to Andrews Station and clear out some raiders. On my way there, I ran into Slim, who's a drug dealer. I've never run into this dealer before. So that was just interesting. I also ended up, so I cleared out Andrews Station and killed Chance, I believe it was. Got 100 caps off the body and got some XP. Not sure if that was just for killing or if it was for completing the quest or not. Let's see. So after that, went to the DB Technical School and just slowly, I've got the rifleman perk, so I moved slowly from room to room, clearing people out with the sniper rifle. I ended up finding Bosco and took him down. I did read the terminal, and it was pretty funny. Just talking, it seemed like Bosco was getting crazier and crazier the further you went. But let's see, I did get the bear head that's missing the eye. I did not find the varsity uniform that I heard talked about on the show last week. I did go into that generator room to get some extra XP by clearing that area out with Nick. After I got done with that, I ended up, because I wanted to progress Nick a little bit more, I went over to the Kano residence and was sent over to Far Harbor to go get their daughter Kasumi. While over there, I met Dima for the first time. Dima saying that he's Nick's brother. I don't know. It was interesting. I played it before, but it was a long time ago, so I'd kind of forgotten all that stuff. Went ahead and did Dima's memories, and I did do all 5 of them. That last one sure is a pain, but I was able to get it done, and I was yeah. So, and the main reason I did that because I wanted to get that marine armor, I think it is, and so while I was there, though, I think this is it. I've got it written down in my notes, but I can't remember where this was. That Nick was able to get through an area because he was a prototype synth. And I think it had something to do actually when I was doing stuff for the nucleus. Yeah, I think that was actually what it was. But anyways, he got me into an area that I'd never been in before, and I got a rifle called December's Child Rifle, or December's Child Rifle. It uses 5.56 ammo, and it's a lighter rifle, and it's 25% faster rate of fire and 15% faster reload. So I didn't have much 5.56 ammo, so I looked up on the wiki and found out that, well, after I'd gone to a bunch of vendors and like nobody had it, I found out that there's a vendor called named Eleanor. So I went, found her, and she had quite a bit, like 386 rounds, something like that. And so I bought that from her, but I thought it was interesting. I found a note in her trailer that was addressed to Bosco saying she was not going back and she was going to enjoy retirement. So I don't know if Bosco and her had some sort of working relationship or personal relationship, but she had decided to settle down. I've gone back to her one more time to get more ammo. I'm not sure how quickly she reloads, but I was able to buy another good chunk of that 5.56 ammo from her. I ended up continuing to work with Nick on Far Harbor. I did everything that I could to make sure that all the factions are getting along with each other. I said that I would get rid of Tectus so that Dima could replace him. I convinced Tectus to leave and never return. And so Dima was able to replace him, and I actually had Nick didn't like one of the things that I said to him, and then right afterwards I got done with the conversation with Dima. Nick said he wanted to talk and I was like, oh crap, did I do something? And now he's gonna leave me or something like that. And he just said that he wanted to let me know that we'd been working well together and we should continue to work well together. I took Nick to Vault 88 so I could start clearing that out and try and get my settlement going a little bit. While there, he ended up giving me the quest to go ahead and get all the holotapes for his backstory. So I'm getting ready to do that, but I did get sidetracked a little bit because I saw Andrew's post about getting lab coats on all our settlers in a settlement so that we can take pictures and send them to Bethesda for Carrie's fund for that surgery that she needs. So I am actually just about to where I can build the molecular relay and get into the institute so that I can get some lab coats there. So let's see, perks that I've been using. I've been using all my assigned perks, and then I map all those ones out, which are armor, rifleman, chem resistant, party boy, chemist, action boy, and scrounger. But then when I come up to a blank spot, I just fill in something that I need. So some of those ones that I've picked up that I really like are Aqua Boy. I've also added science and big leagues because I do have Adam's Judgment, and yeah, big leagues is amazing with Adam's Judgment now, and a set of Vim power armor that I've been boosting up since I've added some science to it. So that's where I'm at right now. I'll see y'all next time.
Awesome. Thank you, Joshua, sir. Sarah, do you know about Eleanor?
I was just about to say, how crazy is it that he doesn't mention Eleanor in his terminal, I don't think. I was just there. That's really interesting. It's crazy how it's all interconnected, because I think it was Steven that was talking about how if you have gotten rid of any of the other raiders, it'll pop up on his terminal. And it actually did for me, because when I took out what's his face with Travis, his last terminal entry is like, oh, I'm so glad Tower Tom is gone. Good riddance.
Okay.
Pretty interesting.
But Eleanor is
No
not
idea.
She's the one who evidently gave him the scar on his face. She's the one who fucked up Bosco.
Interesting.
I just pulled up
where you find that out.
I just pulled up the wiki here on her because I was like, oh, who the fuck is Eleanor? But evidently that's her specialty. She's an ammunition merchant, basically. Has all the weapons. You want to go get her stuff? Let's see. The location.
Yeah, where did he say?
Northwest of Fairline Hill Estates. Fairline Hill Estates, remind me, is that town that super mutants have taken over? It's like a subdivision, kind of like similar to Sanctuary Hills, but I think super mutants have moved in to that one. I think that's that place. I could be wrong. Yeah. God, I gotta go check out Eleanor.
Yeah.
Sweet tip there, Josh. Nick, when he says, you got a minute? We need to talk.
Yeah. He's like, oh no.
Especially right after it says Nick disliked that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's nerve-wracking. I get that all the time with Kate. Like, Kate disliked that. Kate hates everything I do because I'm a good guy. Kate likes, people who pickpocket and steal things and, cheat and lie and convince you to give them more money and stuff. And then, like, if Preston's around and you try to convince people, you try to, like, shake people down for more caps, he's like, tisk, tisk, and shakes his head and is, like, very disappointed in you and your moral judgments. Fuck all these followers and their judgment of this, right? That's great.
So
Josh.
go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I was just going to thank Josh for his feedback, but what you got?
It was great feedback. I was I'm doing I'm trying to get into the institute with my character through the railroad,
Oh, yes.
and I just picked up H222 and dropped him off at the tower you're supposed to drop him off. I just uh blanked on the name, but McCready disliked it when I dropped
He
him off.
disliked helping the synth in general, or
I can't figure out exactly what it was, but I mean, I was just talking to the guy and said, "Okay, bye," and then it said McCready disliked that. So I'm trying to figure out if he doesn't like synths, or do you know?
what? It's been a long time since I've done McCready's story. Have you done any of McCready's like his story yet? His
I
quest isn't
know
kicked off yet.
I know his story, but I have not completed it yet.
Yeah,
So
it's a
maybe I'll find out.
great one. A good story. I like that one.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I'm sure the people in the I'm sure Freighter or someone, Jess or someone is telling you the answer right now in the
In the chat.
chat.
You're right. I'm
probably.
so behind in the chat. I kind of gave up.
Look over there. Those people are chatting a mile a minute.
I know. They're talking
Thanks for
about
having
friends and all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah. Who has the most authentic New York accent and Friends? That's one of the subjects going on in the YouTube chat, everybody. What is the UK version of Friends? What's the Friends TV show from London?
It's gotta be okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, UKers, but coupling? No?
Euchers? Coupling. Wait, I've actually heard
think it's called coupling. I did watch it. It was pretty good. So y'all let me know.
It.
Chris says that the equivalent is mates.
Mates.
Get it?
Mhm.
Instead of friends.
Yeah. Hilarious, Chris.
I think it's hilarious.
Right on. Sweet. So Jen is a first time submitter. Everyone's always nervous the first time.
Woo!
And we try to be, kitten mittens with everyone because it is nerve-wracking to hear your voice for the first time. It's weird recording your voice, hearing yourself on a podcast. I'm used to it now, but hearing your voice for the first time when you're recording and stuff is always really wacky, isn't it?
Yeah.
But Jen,
you're gonna be great, Jen.
Yeah, thank you so much for submission. You've done the hard part. Now just keep it up all season long. Let's go, Jen.
Hey, Fallout friends, it's Jen. This is my first playthrough with you guys. I've never been able to really sync up my timing of starting a new character with your season, so I'm able to do it this time, and I'm really, really excited. I'm also really excited about playing outside of my comfort zone. I played a lot, and I typically go for this really loud and proud build, and I was hoping for something a little different, and the character generator did not disappoint. So my character's name is Crystal, sex female, follower is Nick, and romance is Dance. Brotherhood is the faction, Abernathy Farm is her settlement, for Far Harbor, Children of Adam, and National Park Visitors Center. That's the faction and settlement there, and my Nuka World faction is Operators. For my special skills, Strength is 5, Perception 3, Endurance 4, Charisma 3, Intelligence 5, Agility 3, and Luck 5. Fairness factor is 6. For my perks, I have Iron Fist, Locksmith, Toughness, Animal Friend, Gun Nut, Mr. Sandman, and Mysterious Stranger. Of these, I've only picked up before Gun Nut and Locksmith and Mysterious Stranger. I've never done a Sandman or Iron Fist or Animal Friend for that matter, and those are pretty fun to play with, I'm learning. So in terms of backstory for my character, Crystal is an engineer for the military. She designed weapons and armor before the war. She gave much of her life and much of her time to her job and didn't get around to having a family. So she later in life adopted a baby with her husband, Nate, and this baby was taken from her. So as we all know, so she will do anything to get him back. She's, kind of like a mama bear about this. My faction is Brotherhood, and I'm always typically
laptop.
anti-Brotherhood. I think they're a
Always
bunch of bigots mostly. But
Doing-
I'm trying to play this in a much more pragmatic way. Crystal believes that machines are machines and synths are unnatural. She sympathizes with the synths and their predicament, but believes the Institute must be stopped before they create any other abominations at any cost. So she's this is making me feel a little bit better about playing this with the Brotherhood. For our quests, Diamond City's Most Wanted, I picked up Backstreet Apparel. I've been in there before and they've started talking, the raiders have started talking while I was in sneak. I don't have any points in sneak this time. So I'm not usually super sneaky, but I have been able to get little bits of the story that they tell in Backstreet about one of the raiders talks about a guy being set on fire on his mattress because he's terrified of fire. They're really, really mean. They didn't get very far into the story before I made a noise by accident. I am not super strong with my Iron Fist yet. All I found is a pair of spiked knuckles, and that doesn't seem to get me anywhere. So I've been putting my points into, or I've been putting a lot of work into gun nut, trying to put suppressors on my guns to take advantage of the Mr. Sandman perk. But again, it's only sneak damage. So I'm not super strong with that. I was feeling a little insecure about it, and I remembered that there was a missile launcher outside. So I grabbed the missile launcher and I went in the door and blew everybody up in the back of the space, and then ran upstairs and picked people off as much as I could. So Backstreet Apparel is clear. I picked up my fashionable glasses because everybody needs those from the front of the space. And then I tackled Confidence Man. I've never done this with Iron Fist because I've never had Iron Fist before. And I don't know if it was because of that perk or if it was a glitch or something. But when the fight started in the dugout, I only threw one punch and the guys went running. So nobody was on the floor. There was blood everywhere. But I don't know what happened. I guess I really freaked them out. We went to the Beantown Brewery. The fight wasn't very hard there. I did throw some grenades, and I went at them with my silenced rifle. And when that didn't work, I just punched them to death as much as I could, just kind of spamming my trigger button. And now, oh my gosh, Travis, that's his name. Now Travis is forever changed. On my last playthrough, I kept Travis as Andrew suggested. I love him so much. He picked up a minigun and he is mowing everybody down with his fancy minigun. But in this playthrough, I let him go, and now he's running the radio station with all his confidence. So that's fun, but kind of sad for me. The last thing I did, which was the other day, was Don Bosco Technical School, DB Technical School. It was kind of my favorite. I took my missile launcher again, and I fought my way through with an exploding shotgun that I found on one of the raiders that I found during the week. So I shot everybody with that thing, sneaking up behind them, and then blasting their legs out as much as I could because I'm playing on very hard, so things are kind of hard to kill. And then when I got to Bosco at the end, I took the missile launcher and used a crit to cripple his legs. It took 2 missiles to cripple his legs. And I would, shoot and then go and hide and then come back again and shoot again. So he was a little difficult to kill on account of the rabies and all. So that was really exciting. So I put on I know it doesn't have a lot of armor on it, but it's awesome. I put on the giant bear head, and on my way out, I found some blocks on a shelf spelling fun. So I tried to position myself for a picture to send to you guys. And the F seemed to be really far to the left. So I picked it up and I tried to move it closer so it would make a better shot. And I bumped all the other letters, and they rolled from fun into art. And I thought that was wonderful because art is fun with Fallout, and I'm okay with that. I think that's it for now. I've got more stuff to tell you guys, but I will save that for the next bit. Thanks so much for listening. I'm sorry if I was long-winded, and I will look forward to hearing all of your awesome feedback. Thanks for having me. Bye.
I didn't know where you were from, Jen, until you just said goodbye. Because you said sorry.
You said a boat.
Freighter, she's from Canada, isn't she? Gotta be. Jen, that was amazing. Really good. Your first time? Couldn't tell. Sounds like you're an old school pro at this. That's really good. She usually likes a loud and proud character, she said. Like one of her first things out of the box. What does a loud and proud character mean to you, Sarah?
I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe just coming out and smacking people with hammers. That's what I do in Skyrim.
Smacking with hammers. Yeah, that's my thing this playthrough. She got Sandman and Iron Fist. The Mr. Sandman.
I have Mr. Sandman, and I still haven't found somebody to shoot in their sleep yet.
Yeah. Finding people when they're sleeping is tough. You have to almost be a sneak investment already. You know what I mean?
Right.
Otherwise, as soon as you open that door, everyone wakes up. Now, I was thinking with Iron Fist, you don't ever make noise with anything. You're not shooting guns. You're not hitting walls with your hammer. You're not making any noise, you know. So that could actually work well. But she mentioned she has no points in sneak. That's the role that you get. No, but the Iron Fist is interesting. I've never actually done a completely unarmed playthrough in Fallout 4. Ray was just talking about it in the Facebook group with Skyrim. He's trying to do it in Skyrim. But good Lord, I can't do that unarmed stuff. But it is cool. It's the same thing with the guns. It gives you like the 20, 40, 80, 20, 40, 60, 80 increase percent of damage. There are some things that you can wear and still be unarmed, right? Can't you wear like brass knuckles and stuff like that? And
yeah,
and that's considered an unarmed attack, even though that's a
technical
weapon. I don't know.
I don't know. That's a question.
She confirmed what I was spouting off about earlier, that how Travis will pick up stuff. She said Travis picked up a minigun in her playthrough and was mowing people down. That's so hilarious.
Yeah, that's
really fun.
Good timing.
Yeah. Carrie in the group asked how you keep Travis. I'll just say it. You have to do the fist fight part of the quest and go meet him over at the brewery, and then talk to him at the brewery, but don't go into the brewery. Just walk away, and he'll follow you from then on. And do whatever you want. Go have fun. Let him pick up some stuff. It's a good times. Jen, perfect feedback. Good job. Thank you so much. Your first time? Couldn't tell. Really good stuff. Freighter, you're in the chat. Let's hear your feedback, sir.
Hello, Freighter Novak here. And I'm going to try to be quick. Okay, so first let's talk about Confidence Man. So as soon as I walked into the Dugout Inn, Edward Deegan walked up to me, which is interesting because every time I've ever seen him before, it was Bunker Hill. I've heard this is where normally other people find him, but this is the first time for me. I told him to bucker off because I just wanted a beer. And then these two Russian dudes started complaining about the radio, so to shut them up, I had to do this other thing. Where this Bobcat Goldthwait acting dude came in. And I had to punch some other dude in the face to make this Bobcat Goldthwait kid named Travis feel better about himself.
He does kind of sound like that.
I'm a girlfriend because he can't do that for himself either. But then one of those Russian dudes, I think it was Yefim, I don't know, one of the two of them got kidnapped. The other one told me I needed this Travis Goldthwait kid to come and help me save him, even though he was the most useless person I've ever met. Somehow he's going to help me get the other Russian guy out of this raider camp. So fine. We go. He says some stupid thing like, yeah, ooh, let's get him. Okay, Travis. Sure thing, Bobcat. So we went. We got him. I did all the work, of course. And luckily I was smart enough to leave the dog at home. Dog meat, just gets in the way.
You're killing me right
so
now.
So that all
Frater.
went straightforward and simple. Yeah. Finally, the radio got less annoying. Everybody was happy, and I could sit and have my beer. Confidence, man, over. Yeah, so what was the next one? The Diamond City's Most Wanted quest. Right, first one, kill raiders at Backstreet Apparel. I swear that's the place I've cleared out the most of all my playthroughs is Backstreet Apparel. What, there's a turret. There's another turret in a shopping cart, a couple raiders. So what, 4 bullets, boom, you're in the door. But wait, crouch before you go in the door. So you go in the door quiet. Ooh, there's a trap waiting for you. You walk a couple steps forward, defuse the trap, go a little further, start killing some raiders. Of course, you only have to kill the one that's got the target on his head. And he's upstairs. So yeah, killed him. Got my experience points. As the note said, giving me the quest, keep what you kill. So I didn't keep what I killed, but I kept what they were wearing and what they're carrying. Why would I keep them? That's just gross. This game goes too far sometimes. The second one, dude. Mass Pike Tunnel West. Kill the ghouls inside the tunnel. This was weird because I had actually just been there a few game days earlier and already cleared it out. So I thought, oh, this will be easy. I went there. Nope, they all respawn for the quest. But of course, you just have to kill the one with the target on his head. So I snuck around because Spade is a sneak character. Went and found the one with the target on his head. Shot him, ran out, moved on. I did a third one. Don't remember what it was. Something about killing super mutants somewhere. Yeah, I did that. All right, the third one. DB Technical High School. So yeah, I went there. That's kind of interesting. I mean, there's lots of raiders. They're all over the place, all different floors. You can get shot from just about anywhere. And most of what you want is actually way downstairs by the swimming pool. Kind of not the best swimming pool I've ever been in. Mostly just filled with ramps and stuff. And they're not even good enough to do skateboard tricks on, so I don't get the point. But that's the way that was set up when I got there. I'm not taking blame nor credit, just the way it was. So, yeah. I brought a sniper rifle for this one. Not sure why, but it was kind of funny to shoot. I can't remember the name of the guy that's wearing the bear head. But I headshot him from across the way. And he actually got glitched into his chair that he's sitting in. That was kind of funny. I killed the other ones. Took the hat. Wandered around. What else did I find? I found an Unstoppables magazine that gave me a permanent +1 chance to avoid damage from attack. There was a Fat Man, a mini nuke, a varsity uniform. The mascot head, of course, we already talked about. I'm sure there was other stuff too worth taking, but I don't remember. Anyway, yeah. So I think that's it. Cool. Anyway, on with everybody else's feedback. Have a good night.
What do you do when you find a minigun, or no, you're like a Fat Man and mini nukes, Sarah? Do you use that stuff? You pick them up, you collect that, you bring it back home, you just leave that stuff where it sits?
I always pick it up, and I pretty much never use it.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, oh man, Fat Man, got to bring that home, and I never freaking use them.
No. If I know I'm gonna head into a big fight, like the Queen Mirelurk at the castle, I'll take
Yeah.
one with me. But other than that, no.
Yeah. Well, I've also rarely done a big guns playthrough. I believe I've done one before in the past, but as many nukes I end up killing myself more often than not.
Exactly.
Freighter's been sent to Blackstreet Apparel more than any other location in the game ever. I might have to agree with him there. From the Oberlin station, you get sent there to rescue one of the settlers when they get kidnapped. You get sent there from other locations. Yeah, that's just a Radiant Quest favorite location. I think you have to set a Mila up on top of the roof for the railroad at some point, or maybe Pam even sends you there for one of the caches, the Dia caches. Dia, I don't know whatever her Pam's little Radiant Quest is called. That might be the place I've been the most to. Do you have a place that you get sent all the time?
In my OG character, I think that I have cleared out Corvega 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, Corvega. That's annoying. That's a huge location. Jeez.
Super annoying. And then I've also done, where's the one where you go and they all worship the fire and it's the dude in the power armor?
Worship fire?
They're raiders and they worship the fire, and you're going to collect the guy's son. And the son has given the raider leader the what is it? It's a baton, I think. You don't know what I'm talking about? Somebody in the chat save me.
Are you talking about the forged?
Yes, the forged.
The worship fire.
They do. They worship fire. It's like Temple of Doom in there, man.
Yeah, I guess. The Finch Farm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've cleared out that place, I feel like 800 million times too.
Yeah. What is that forged? What is that? Saugus Ironworks, right?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
We were telling Carrie to go there to get flamer fuel because all those guys,
That's right.
they fucking roast you with flamers. All of them are crazy flamers. Yeah. See, Freighter also. Oh, he mentioned on the DC. What is that quest called? The DC's Most Wanted, Diamond City's Most Wanted. Just running in and killing the marked one.
Yes.
I remember when I realized that, oh shit, I don't have to do all of that. I just have to run in by all of the, like, run past everyone, kill the main guy, and run out. That's all I was like, oh man, that's great. So I actually do that sometimes. A lot of the time I like to get the experience points, so I go ahead and kill everything during a clear out. But sometimes I just you're like, all right, I need to hurry up and get this quest done. I'm gonna run in, kill the one that's marked, and run back out real quick. That's all. I just need to progress the story here or whatever.
Make it easy.
Yeah. Freighter, follow a hater. You jerk. Hates. Good thing I left dog meat at home. He always just gets in the way. Shut up. Dog meat's the best, Freighter. Talking bad mouthing Travis too. It's like, this good for nothing guy never did. I had to clear out the whole place. Travis never did anything. Well, if you would take the guy along with you, Freighter, and give him a chance, he'll pick up a minigun, like Jen said. Come on, man. Give it a chance. Yeah. Diamond City's Most Wanted respawn. I noticed that too. I cleared out a location like 5 minutes before, and then went and did a Diamond City's Most Wanted and got sent back to that location. And I was like, oh, sweet. I'm just going to have to go in and collect whatever and walk back out because everything's already dead. But no.
Nope.
Literally 5 minutes later, everything was back alive. It's like, you son of a bitch. Damn. Hilarious. Right on, Freighter, man. Thank you so much for hanging out in the group and for your continued great feedback. Good stuff, man. Let's continue on with Chris. Oh, we just got 2 more here. Let's go with our friend from Minnesota. Hey, Chris.
Hey, everyone. This is Chris from Minneapolis, calling in my feedback for my character, Raphael, on this playthrough. So here goes. I now have a foothold in with the Brotherhood, which was a disappointment to Preston. After helping Dance recover an item from ArcJet Systems, Dance invited me to join the Brotherhood as an initiate. I quickly accepted. Preston had a few harsh words and we argued over my decision. Preston doesn't realize how much better off this world could have been if those in charge before the war hadn't exploited technology the way they did. I just hope my decision hasn't damaged my friendship with Preston to the point of being unrepairable. I decided to hold off on helping the Brotherhood until I can repair my trust between Preston and I. Luckily, we heard of a group of settlers from Oberland Station that were having problems with a group of raiders hiding out in Backstreet Apparel. Preston and I had time to kill, so we agreed to help take care of them. Took a quick dinner at Piper's place and found out my interview with the newspaper was a hit. Doing the interview, after all, was a good idea. We hit Backstreet Apparel and made quick work of the raiders and reported back to the settlers. They were really grateful of the help. I also got some good news from Preston. Apparently my decision to join the Brotherhood didn't hurt my friendship with him. Preston and I had a great conversation, and he confided in me and let me know that he trusted me, and, well, pretty much thinks I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread. Some total 10 pine bluff, getting harassed by some more raiders. These raiders just won't quit. We headed out to help build defenses. Unfortunately, while stopping off at Sanctuary to grab some supplies, more turrets, we took too long and we didn't make it. It still didn't faze Preston on our mission to better the Commonwealth. He mentioned taking over the castle, and I agreed that that was a priority, so he headed out to scout the area. I headed back to Sanctuary since I wasn't really ready to venture into the wasteland alone. I stocked up and I grabbed dog meat to head out with me. I'm not too keen on dogs since I was mauled by a stray dog as a child. As I was getting ready to meet with Preston, I was approached by another settler. These guys are pretty needy. She had mentioned that a group of super mutants that were raiding the area and they needed help getting rid of them. She said that they took over the Medford Memorial Hospital. I remember before the war, there was a Slocum's Joe headquarters near there, so I thought I would be able to find some coffee and donut mixes. I figured I would scavenge them and make a nice surprise celebration snack after we retook the castle. On my way to Medford Memorial Hospital, I took out a group of super mutant patrols on the way, and I helped a couple of settlers hanging out at a junkyard that was overrun by mole rats. When I got to the hospital, I was confronted by one of the scariest things I ever saw. A super mutant came running at me with what looked like a mini nuke in his hand. As I backpedaled, I pulled out my minigun and mowed him down. I can't imagine what that would have felt like, or even if my power armor could have withstood that. Dogmeat and I went inside, and we were held at bay near the front door. We took heavy damage as the super mutants tried to get to us. I was able to hold them off, taking them out with a few grenades and numerous well-placed shots. I made it to the third floor and let a protector loose on the rest of them. However, the silly thing all it did was wander back and forth in the hallway and then put himself back. Unfortunately, that would have been for help, but it didn't. With the rest of the hospital, eventually in the building of the super mutants quarters. Came back out, and it's unexplored how much damage I actually took. So my power armor was the only thing left on my frame. Time to head back to Sanctuary for repairs. It's probably not a good idea to go scavenging with such low armor. I'll hit Slocum's Joe on my way to meet up with Preston. When I got back to Sanctuary, the settlers were relieved that I took care of the super mutants. She asked if I found the power core in the magazine she heard one of the super mutant patrols mentioning. I had missed them, so I'll have to return someday to grab those. Luckily, with my background in nuclear engineering, I was able to figure out how to extend the life of the power cores. And I'm not running through them as fast as I used to. Side note, I did make it back to Slocum Joe's. I found some nifty old uniforms and a t-shirt. I also found some coffee and donut mixes, which were surprisingly still good. Being there brought back a lot of memories of Nora and I hanging out in the cafes before the bombs, but I can't dwell on the past though. Someday I'll have time, but not now. I headed to Diamond City before heading out to the castle. There I ran across a wanted board, and the note was asking for brave people to go clear the ghouls in the Mass Pike tunnel. I decided to take up the challenge, and off I went. So while heading to Mass Pike, my good-natured self got sucked into helping, or I thought was helping, a Commonwealth citizen. I heard someone yelling for help, and someone that was held captive in Hardware Town. Well, of course I'll help. As I headed in, I overheard someone shouting that they should have brought me through the basement, and I realized it was a trap. I responded promptly and harshly. Suffice to say, they won't be tricking any other do-gooders in the future. Now back to Mass Pike, which I made quick work of the ghouls after being frustrated with my prior error of wandering into a trap. The tunnels were cleared out. I headed back to Diamond City, and I got word that the owner of the Dugout Inn wanted to see me. After meeting with him, I found out that they wanted to help out Travis and make him more confident in himself. I agreed to help. It was return at 6 p.m. I'm at the clock and found plenty of time to scout the area before heading back. While wandering around, I came across Nora's old high school, DD Technical High School. It was just a regular high school back then. I remember doing a tour shortly before the bombs, since they remodeled and invited former students back to reminisce. I remember going through the halls and seeing a display case that had a then and now photo of Nora. So I decided to go in to see if the display case was still there. Well, unfortunately, I was greeted by a group of raiders. I had to work my way through the building, and I did come across the display case, but it was destroyed and there was no pictures found. I figured I'd take the frustration out of not finding the photos out on the rest of the raiders. Boy, I knew the raiders had their own quirks, but wearing a bear mascot head into battle seemed rather dumb to me. Oh well. I took the mascot head back with me to see if I can get it on Codswell's shiny melon. I think that'll make a much-needed good laugh around Sanctuary. Well, that's all I got to this week. Hopefully I'll have a little more playtime coming up and get through Confidence Man and the rest of the through that, and then the rest of the quests coming up for the next feedback. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the Wasteland.
Thank you so much, Chris. That was awesome. I like the journalistic entry, style presented for, first person perspective. That's nice. I like all the Slocum's Joe references in there. It makes me wonder if he's using the Creation Club mod where like you build Slocum's Joe stuff in your settlements. I think
You build a donut shop, right?
Yeah, you can build donut shop and
Nice.
coffee and stuff. He was talking about collecting the coffee mix and the donut mix.
Mhm.
I think that's added by that mod, which is what makes it. I haven't actually downloaded that. Have you ever messed with that?
I have not.
Can you do that on? God, I never even thought of that. Can you do the Creation Club stuff on PS4? You definitely can, right?
I think so. Let me look.
That'd be terrible if they didn't allow you to do the Creation Club stuff. So that means you haven't even you've never done any of the Creation Club stuff.
No, I've definitely been in there and I've downloaded like
Oh, okay.
transdogrifier thing.
You do have access. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just don't know if you can do that in particular.
Yeah.
Donuts. Yeah. I'm gonna find out right
I
now.
want to try out the donut shop. I don't know if it'll ever be free, but I'm one of those stubborn people who refuse to give any money to nickel and dime games or whatever they call it, like pay to play
Mhm.
sort of thing. Like
The in-game purchases.
yeah, if there's a free game, but you got to pay something to make it go faster, fuck you. I'll wait you out. I don't care. It's funny. Speaking of the Creation Club stuff, you were just talking about the dogs.
Mhm.
I decided to collect all the dogs that I could find, which you can get those two, like the Black Lab and the Golden Retriever, from the
Mhm.
Creation Club. And I guess with the Transdogrifier, you can change those to any breed you want. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
After you get those two dogs, I sent them to a settlement that had. I just went and got the lighthouse because, like Jess was mentioning in the chat earlier, the reason I haven't been building in this playthrough is because I had that crappy, Diamond City basement home plate, whatever thing.
Oh, that's
I
right.
know some people really like it, but I was pretty disappointed. So I haven't really done any building at all. So I decided that I wanted to try to get somewhere really tall. And I was like, oh, how about a lighthouse? Is there a lighthouse? And I was like, oh, there's that one in Far Harbor. But then I think Philip reminded me, oh no, there's one on the East Coast, like sort of by Coastal Cottage, like east of the Salem's Witch House or whatever.
Can't you go to Kingsport?
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Oh,
So
yeah.
going over to Kingsport, I just had forgotten it existed for some reason. But there is a huge giant lighthouse there. So I want to, if I can, I don't know how far up that lighthouse you can build, but I want to try to, with my character with all the bells, I want to build like a bell tower around the lighthouse. I don't know how far up I can go, but I want to see it. But I haven't done anything yet. And my charisma's so low, I don't have local leader or anything like that. So
Yeah.
I had to take all my stuff over in loads. You know how you like get a follower? Come on, let's go. We're gonna go to the workbench. All right, here's 400 pounds of gear. Get ready. I'm gonna walk back to the lighthouse, and I can't believe that someone's not like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to build like a shrine to bells over there. But
So I know that at the top of the lighthouse there's a cage because when you fight, I believe it's the children of Adam
yes,
that you fight over there.
yes.
When you go to the very top of the lighthouse, there is somebody in like a cage up there. So you can I know you can build in there because I've done that before.
Isn't there a
So
glowing one in the? No,
I can't remember. Maybe it is a glowing one.
because there's no ghouls. Because it's
Children of Adam.
Children of Adam.
I don't know.
They generally don't mix
know.
bad guys. You know what I mean? There won't be Children of Adam and.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was saying about the location. I just got there, so I don't have. No one is assigned to that location. But I went through and I got all of the dogs that I could, and so I sent the two from the DLC, not the DLC. Sorry, the Creation Club.
Right.
And then I hopped over to Far Harbor, and do you know about the downed airplane and Erickson? Do you know that guy?
No. I stopped midway through Far Harbor.
Do you want me to not spoil?
Oh, I do not care. I've been listening to this podcast for a while. I'm pretty spoiled.
On Far Harbor, there's a downed airplane and a super mutant wearing a cool wolf hat or something.
What? Awesome.
He's not like an aggressive. He's like one of the chill ones. He's like Virgil or whatever. You can interact and talk with him, and he's not aggressive. He's actually really nice to you, and he'll give you stuff but he's like a merchant. But his thing is he's a dog trainer, and he has wolves.
What?
He has wolves. He has super mutant hounds, and he has what's the third one? I don't remember. He has 3 different dog breeds, and you can get all 3. I think they're 250 caps each, and you can send them to your settlement. And I haven't tested it out, but it looks like I asked him on request, and he said, I don't have any dogs right now, but if you come back in a little bit, I should have some more trained. So it looks like it's a repeating thing, and you can actually just buy as many dogs of different breeds as you want, I believe.
So you're just going to have 800 dogs running around your settlement.
Dog farm. I had Boy Farm back in the day.
Oh my gosh.
Dog farm. But anyway, I'd say I don't have any settlers there, and now I have like at least 5 dogs. I need to run across that random dog dealer. Forget his name.
Right.
Let me see if I can find him. But I fast travel too much. I never run into those random encounters. I always fast travel too much. But so the settlement happiness, even though no one lives there, 84% already. It's like, how does my
the 5 dogs?
Just because dogs promote happiness? But there's
There
no
you
one
go.
living there yet. It's like population 0, happiness 84%. I'm like, that's pretty sweet. And then I'll move one person in. I guarantee you that happiness is going to plummet
It's gonna
50%.
be like 12.
Like, oh no, people, we hate people.
Yeah.
Dogs, people. Chris mentioned he's going to try to put the mascot head on Codsworth. I thought that was hilarious. There's
I
no
don't
way
think it's
that'll
gonna
work.
fit.
No way that'll work. But I've heard that you can put the derby hat on him. I've never actually
It's
tried to do it. Have you ever done that?
Is it the derby hat or the bowler hat?
Bowler hat. That's what I meant. You know what I meant.
Oh, look at me knowing things, man. Come a long
Yeah,
way.
the bowler hat.
Yeah, I have not done that yet.
No, I haven't tried that yet either.
I don't really mess with Codsworth. He's like not my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you like? What bugs you about you?
He doesn't say good stuff. He's not really that funny.
Oh, jeez.
I don't feel like he's that strong. I don't
Dry.
know.
That's a dagger in the heart of all, all people out there who love a good English robot.
He does sound like the guy from Monty Python. Do you know who I'm talking about?
John Cleese, right? Doesn't John Cleese?
Yes. Totally.
If it's not John Cleese, it's a direct impression of John Cleese.
It has to be. It has to be.
Yeah. Anyway, that'd be perfect. If you can mod it that way, Chris, and
Please
just
do
have the fucking Bosco mascot head floating around with Codsworth's arms, that's hilarious.
That'd be
Someone do
amazing.
that with the mod. Chris, the other Chris H, I believe you're making mods now, right? Make Codsworth, but have his body be Bosco's mascot head.
Yep.
I would rock that follower all day long. Make his carry weight like 10 million, please. All right. Chris from Minnesota, thank you so much for your feedback. And last, but certainly not least, as we just mentioned, Chris H. Let's get into Utah. What's up, Chris?
Hello, Vault Dwellers. This is Chris, formerly from Utah, but now reside in Diamond City's home base with Grayson Dalton, my Fallout Feed character. It is our little place. It's cramped, but we make do. We plan on moving back to Far Harbor once we clear it out and get some supply caravans set up. Grayson and I have been spending a lot of time wandering around, gaining experience and squashing bugs, picking up junk, all working towards converting the Commonwealth to the mission of the Minutemen. When I met up with Grayson, she was at the castle, and I told her I'd heard about a Red Rocket gas station and a small neighborhood of sanctuary that needed to be cleared out. It would be full of resources that could help the Minuteman's cause. That worked well for her because she needed to check on the house of the man who asked her to find his son. We ran into a robot there that remembered the man and his baby. She had to inform him that the man's wife had died. He had seemed quite upset for a robot, but learned Grayson's name, so maybe he'll be tagging along with us next time around. He could be handy. But this dog meat, he is adorable, and I'm totally glad he can come along with us. Grayson's even taught him some tricks and attack commands. Grayson decided we needed to head towards Diamond City. She has a bunch of scrap to sell that she's collected. We need to also buy some much needed upgrades for her weapons and armor. Grayson has met some serious resistance in the wasteland, stronger than initially expected. While we were headed towards the big green monster, we ran into a man named Parker Quinn. He informed us that the entire Commonwealth was going to be converting from caps to something called a charge card. She bought one from him, and he gave her an extra 10% onto the card. It only cost us 200 caps. It seems like a lot, but he ensures us it's the future. Hopefully it's not a scam. We left Diamond City for Good Neighbor. We've been in communication with McCready, and he is expecting our arrival. We also needed to talk to Hancock to arrange some connections for trade caravans, but we're going to just drop in on him. Took a wrong turn and ended up at Andrews Station, a horrid old place filled with raider punks. Dog Meat took a few of them out as Grayson went through her attack dog training commands. It was quite impressive to witness. I actually forgot that we were attacking for a minute there and remembered Grayson told me that when Dog Meat pins a raider, it's my job to shoot him down. I Fired a few rounds, flinching after each shot, but I got him. Got my first kill. Should I feel guilt? I don't know, I feel nothing at all. In fact, we continued to kill raiders as we cleared out that station. Grayson is amazing at that automatic pistol. She seems like she's been doing this for a while now. Towards the end of the battle, Grayson threw what looked like a full jerry can of gasoline into one of the raider fortifications and fired off a few rounds into it as it exploded, raining down a fiery destruction on these unexpected raiders. These guys really do need to train more. They're horrible in firefights, but I guess I do too. I'm always stepping in front of Grayson as she's trying to get a clear shot. I'm such an idiot. I need to be careful how I act around her, or else she'll kick me out of being her companion. I sure wish she would ask about our relationship. I have some things I need to get off my chest. She has this huge backpack, but she's always asking me to carry her old guns and junk, stuff she's picking up from literally every table, desk, drawer, even garbage cans. I can't keep thinking that she should let Hancock deal with this and with the caravans, but for now I'll just keep quiet and carry all her stuff until I can't carry any more items. With our course corrected, we left the station and headed north for Good Neighbor. On the way there, we ran into a scary-looking dude. Turns out he's an ex-raider who trains and sells dogs. His dog looked a bit intense for me. One of the dogs looks like it was foaming at the mouth. He said his group kicked him out when one of his dogs bit the leader. Lucky for him, they let him live. We passed on his offer for a guard dog and continued north. On our way, we began taking fire near the old DB Technical School. I noticed a sniper on a water tower. Grayson made quick work of all the enemies. It seems like I can't get a single shot off. I fire and fire and fire, and I can't get a single kill. And Grayson pops them off with the grace of a Minuteman general. Once we cleared the enemies outside, we headed through the big blue double doors. As we entered, I heard an announcement overhead. Have these been playing for years now, these announcements? Seems like the raiders should have used that PA system to communicate with each other because they were not organized at all. We made quick work of them. Grayson took a few hits, but into that leather armor, it took most of the impact. She went through a bunch of stim packs. I guess that's what they're for. I just didn't realize they could heal bullet wounds and broken limbs. It's amazing. The traps in this building were relentless. Grayson missed some and took a few hits, but we kept moving. We thought we'd cleared the entire building, even a ladle Grayson found in a toilet. Gross. I don't think it was worth the scrap metal. We were about to leave when we noticed a door that led to the basement with a swimming pool. The pool was converted to what looked like a raider clubhouse. Everything was made out of wood, nailed together without any real order or expertise of construction. I saw a crazy guy in a beaver hat. I fired a few shots with my M1 and he dropped without incident. 2 more goons in the pool room and the area was clear. Upon inspection, we found a vintage Letterman jacket, an Unstoppables comic that I haven't read yet, comic book. I asked Grayson if I could keep the ugly beaver mascot head. She agreed. She kept the fat man and a bunch of balls and other jock gear. It was a school, I suppose. We found 2 Nuka-Cola Quantums. It was the first time I had tried it. Strangely, it made my pee glow blue-yellow, and man, did it stink. We canceled our plans to go to Good Neighbor. I guess there are some bounties we can go collect before we talk to Hancock. Grayson seems all over the place with what she actually wants to get done here. I'll just keep my mouth shut for now. The bounty led us to Mass Pike Tunnel. I guess we needed to clear out some ghouls. On our way there, we found a shack that belonged to Edwin on the edge of Chestnut Hillock Reservoir. Looks like he's long gone now, but after reading his terminal, we see that he had a locked safe and headed out to the lake where he thought he had lost his girlfriend's locket or something. Grayson went all crazy and dove to the bottom of the lake where we saw the boat floating upside down and dug the key out of the dead man's pocket. I don't dare enter these radiation-infested waters. It doesn't seem to affect her. Looks like the bloat flies are all over this place. I guess that's why this Edwin guy rigged up a big-ass bug zapper. It was kind of cool. The tunnel didn't have too many ghouls. We made quick work of them and got out of there as quick as we could. Looking for a way out, we found a raider in these giant pipes in the generator room downstairs. It looked like he had been dead for only a few hours. He was hugging a chem cooler filled with goodies. I helped myself and we backtracked to the exit. These raiders must be going crazy because there was about 10 teddy bears from surgeries forming a surgery scene. I don't know what's going on with these people, but dog meat loved tearing up the teddy bears. We need to give him a bath once we get back to Diamond City. So much blood on one dog. I didn't know it was possible to be that soaked with blood. Gross. It was smooth sailing as we walked back to Diamond City. Grayson tuned into Diamond City radio on her custom-made Pip-Boy. We jammed out all the way back. That DJ Travis guy sure does need a confidence boost. Someone should really help him with that. Until next time, this has been Chris, formerly from Utah, now Grayson's companion in Diamond City, signing off with Grayson Dalton, and we'll see you in the Wasteland.
Nice. That's great way to approach the feedback as the companion of the protagonist. That's a good way. I don't think we've had people tell it that way before.
Very creative.
Yeah, very nice. It's usually from the first person, so this be like, yeah, really nice perspective there. Good job, Chris. I like that. He passed on the offer of a guard dog. I can only imagine that the dog dealer we were talking about earlier, that's got to be Gene, right? The dog dealer. But he said he was a former raider. Did I miss that part? Do I just forget that that's actually Gene's backstory?
I don't remember.
You ever run into him before? He's a
I
random encounter dog dealer.
I have. I've never bought a dog from him.
Oh my God, you too?
I'm sorry.
Criminy, what is wrong with you people? Fucking passing up on dogs? Are you kidding me? Not only does it increase your defense by 5, it gives you happiness. Idiots, what do you...
Oh man, I don't know. They're messy. They bark. There's hair everywhere.
They're not getting in my way. What's so important about you that you can't take the time to appreciate another living creature on this earth and allow a little extra space, you guys? You monsters. Monsters. I can't believe you. Poor dogs. And rabid? I didn't remember that they were rabid. Were they actually rabid?
No. So or maybe his was, but he totally led into the DB Tech by saying that he met the raider outside.
Oh, I get it now.
Dog, get it?
That's the rabbit. Okay.
That's the rabid dog. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's great. Awesome. Sweet. Good job, Chris. Let's see. He mentioned toilet ladles. Of course, that's good stuff. He said it's not worth the scrap metal. Buddy, you can't be picky in the
wasteland.
You gotta take your scrap metal where you can get it. Sorry, your la-ti-da fancy man can't handle a little toilet ladle. Jesus. Edwin, his cabin with the lake and an upside down boat and a girlfriend with a locket. I don't know that I've ever done that. Have you done that? What is that?
Oh yeah, I've done that a couple times. It's just a little cabin by the lake, and you log into his computer, and he's got all these logs there, and basically if I remember the story correctly, he was living there with his girlfriend, and the bloat flies were coming, and I think she leaves or she disappears or she gets killed or something. And then she disappears, and then he goes out to the lake. You guys are gonna have to correct me on this. Anyway, long story short, you find out that he's at the bottom of the lake with a key to a safe on him. And you go down, get the keys to the safe, and I believe there's a locket in the safe. It's just like one of those random places you find on the map. You have to kill a whole bunch of bloat flies, and there's this crazy, he's totally right, there's this crazy bug zapper rigged up on the front porch.
Nice. I'm gonna have to go check this place out. What lake? He said it was over by the tunnel where you get sent to clear out the...
Yeah.
By the...
I don't remember where it is. I want to say it's over by Walden-ish.
I'll look it up. Oh, Walden. Love that place.
I might be wrong though.
You played that new Walden game?
I haven't.
It's on PS4. I'm really interested in checking it out because it's like all exploration and no combat. It's like an open world game, but
I would
you don't
be
have
all
to worry
about that.
about fighting stuff. Yeah.
Floor.
I think it's on PS4 and PC. I don't think Xbox will ever get it, but I was really interested in looking at it. Walden, it sounded really fun. Chris, great feedback, man, and thanks for your hopping into the group and sending in great activity. We have an email. Sarah, did you by chance have that pulled up?
I have it.
Okay, let's check in with a different Chris, a third
Another
different Chris here. All right,
Chris
hi
B.
Chris.
He says, "Hey everyone, I love the podcast. Best one on. Amazingly, I was a fitness junkie and listened to Ben Greenfield and Dave Asprey podcasts for years. Me too. Now hooked on Fallout 4. Do you guys share your gamer tags for Xbox? I wanted to add you guys if you allow it. I'm especially looking forward to 76." And then he lists his gamer tag, which we can maybe put in the chat. "Thanks and keep up the great work. My 8-year-old daughter plays Xbox now too, but Fallout is too scary still." I
What is age
agree.
appropriate? What is age appropriate for Fallout 4?
Oh, I don't know. There's a lot of blood. And they yell profanities at you. What do you think?
I'm
Like
not a
20?
censorship guy, so I really don't care. I probably let my 3-year-old, watch way inappropriate things. I really don't care. My dad never really cared what I watched either, you know. I don't know. And I don't want to say inappropriate, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah. I had an older brother, so
oh yeah. See, that's the thing. I had an older sibling too.
yeah.
Stuff you probably shouldn't see. Like, I remember seeing like Rambo 3 when I was in like 3rd grade. That's probably inappropriate to be watching Rambo movies when I was in elementary school, but I don't know. See, when am I going to let Mo play Fallout? He likes Mario Kart already. 3-year-olds love Mario Kart.
Yeah, my son is super into Disney Infinity, which actually isn't even around anymore. So we're buying little
I don't know what
the
that
little
is.
statues. Oh, we'll talk about it later. If we could get into it, but it's going to take me forever to explain. It's intense. Okay.
Well, Sarah, I don't know how we're going to do it yet. We haven't really come up with a defined way that we're going to communicate. Some people said that, we'll start up 3 separate channels on Discord, one for PC, one for Xbox, and one for PS4, since they're not doing any sort of cross-platform play, which really sucks. I hate that announcement.
Super sucks.
But then Carrie mentioned that it's not a super easy way for her to communicate, and
Yeah.
and then I was just thinking, we don't even know yet what sort of method of communication is going to be built into Fallout 76.
Right.
There might be communication servers yourself, so you can already have stuff sort of organized and just sort of like make an announcement in the group or something that you're going in, or I don't even know how it's going to be organized yet. That Fallout 76 might include these threads already that
Exactly.
for communication stuff. When the beta comes out in October, we'll know a little bit more. So I don't know if we're going to set up different threads in Facebook or Discord. I don't know. Discord's great for talking, but I'm assuming Fallout 76, that's going to be already built into it, so you won't need Discord for talking to each other. That's going to be already, built into 76, obviously.
That's what I would think.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd be impossible to communicate, to do things together. And if you're, basically an MMO,
Right.
you have to be able to talk to each other to do stuff. I mean,
Coordinate.
Yeah, to coordinate land. It'd suck if you have to type it all out on your fucking Xbox controller. That is the worst keyboard ever. I hate that.
There's no way. They'll have something.
We play Minecraft together on a server, and I want to just sit there and chat with everyone and say, "Hey guys, what's going on?" Blah blah blah. But like, I'm on my Xbox, and it's like, tap, 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 send. And that's like, "Hi guys." You're like, God, You can't even have a conversation with anyone. And you can tell who's on PC because they're writing fucking paragraphs and sending it off. And you're like, oh, jeez.
It's like completely edited, spelled correctly.
Yeah, exactly. No need to make words short and put numbers in things. But anyway, gamer tag. I don't care about giving out my gamer tag on the podcast. I'm totally fine with people. I don't know. If there's any way if anyone can like take my gamer tag and hack it. Is that possible?
I don't know. I don't think
I have
so.
my identity stolen through giving out my gamer tag on the podcast. Ugh, I don't know. I don't care. I am on Xbox. I am Indie Android. Indie as in Indianapolis or Indiana. It's INDY ANDROID. Indie Android. And no, Android to that stupid phone. That was my name's Andrew. That was my dad's nickname for me when I was a little kid. I was Android. So that's my gamer tag. Sorry, you don't have to give yours out, but it's sort of convenient that the three hosts of the show, you, me, and Ray. Ray's on PC, you're on PS4, and I'm on Xbox. But you said that you're probably going to buy it on PC. But now that there is no cross-platforming, do you think you're going to do PS4 or PC? Did that affect your decision at all?
I don't know. I still haven't bought it. I'm like the worst Fallout person ever because I'm still so back and forth about what I want to do. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really want to play with Ray.
Well, yeah. Doesn't everybody?
I know. He's going to have all the good spots. He's going to know exactly where to go to do stuff. He's going to lay out the plans very methodically for us, you know? So I don't know, but I also see where playing on PS4 would be helpful so that we could all be on different platforms.
And each of us could have like our own
right
guild or faction or whatever they're going to be calling it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think Carrie said she's on PS4.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
We'll as we get information, we'll decide what sort of direction we're going to go as we get information.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got to the email. We mentioned the Twitter flash mob. Please, everyone, participate in that. I really hope that every listener that we have, if you have a game going right now, or if you haven't played in a while, something, play this flash mob thing with us. We'll get you more information on it later. But it's very important that we give you this podcast for free. If you ask to pay us back in any sort of way, we ask you to participate in this thing with us and help us get this flash mob thing pushed through. That'd be a really big help if we can really make an impression on Bethesda and they could somehow help Carrie in her quest to get this operation paid for. So everyone, please out there, help out with that. Thank you for the email, Chris. Thank you, audio feedback wise, Carrie, Chris H, Chris M, Freighter, Jen, Josh, Leon, Mark with a W, Don't Ask, Michelle, and Rebecca. Jen, first time. Again, thank you so much for sending in your stuff. Really impressed with everyone. Do you have anything else you'd like to get into before we close out the show, Sarah?
I don't.
What are you doing in game right now? What
I
are
am
you playing on during the show?
So I am clearing out the Augusta safe house for the railroad. And I do not remember doing this last time at all. So I don't know if they send you out on different quests, but like no one told me that there is a dang Deathclaw in the basement. Spoiler, there's a Deathclaw in the basement.
I don't specifically remember that, but I think it's been a little bit since I did I did the railroad not too long ago, but Augusta safe house definitely sounds familiar. I know Randolph safe house is the one I always got sent to.
Oh, I think that's where I went the last time. Okay.
So yeah, there must be Radiant.
There must be.
Into different safe houses and stuff.
Yeah. So I've been fighting a Deathclaw and dying.
Nice. What's your Deathclaw method? Do you pull out, like you just said, you don't use many or fat men and many nukes? have a mini gun with you or anything? What do you do for you keep dying or whatever? What's your method?
Well, obviously I keep dying, so whatever I'm doing is not working. But one of the raiders that you fight earlier in the safe house has a missile launcher.
They do that on purpose.
Oh, completely. So I have been using the missile launcher, except I only have 3 missiles, and this missile launcher is like just barely tapping the death claw. So I don't know. So now I'm trying to convince McCready to like be my bait.
Man,
to
why
get
not?
out.
Yeah. Attack. No,
Yeah.
that's a good way to do it.
So that I can get it to come out. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing right now.
Right on. Well, let's keep developing those characters, everybody. Our next show on August 9th. The host here will go over the quests. Well, locations and quests. Not all these are quests, you guys. But Rocket Shed, we're calling it. That's just a location, a really cool place I like to go. If you haven't seen the Rocket Shed yet, and if you need any of these locations, I will remind you that if you just go to our website, asapodcasting.com, and click on the Fallout Feed section, you'll find our schedule. And on the schedule, if you just click on the quest title names, I've got links to all these locations and the quests to the Nukapedia linked. So if you like Rocket Shed, I don't know where that is. I don't know how to get there. Just go to our webpage and click on the link, and it'll take you to the Nukapedia. Or you can just search Rocket Shed in Nukapedia. You know what I mean? That might take you there too. But the quests that you'll be covering, besides Rocket Shed, will be Traffic Jam and Prep School. I believe those were suggested by Steve. And he's going to send us some good feedback about it. And he's going to be doing our Twitch play. Last week I did the Twitch playthrough of the Travis quest. But he's going to be doing Traffic Jam or Prep School or one of the two for those. So Steve, thanks for doing that. And look for that coming up next week, I think, sometime on Twitch. And you will also be doing the quest, one of my favorites in the game, some pretty cool robots, and definitely a cool hat coming up from the last voyage of the USS Constitution. So we'll enjoy getting into that quest as well. That's next week. Looking forward to it. Sarah, thank you so much for joining me this evening.
Thank you for having me.
Everyone, thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the wasteland.
Thank you for downloading this episode of the Fallout Feed Roundtable. If you are interested in doing a play-along character with us, the show can be contacted by emailing falloutroundtable@gmail.com. For the roundtable schedule, our Amazon link, and all other show information, please head on over to asapodcasting.com. where you will find the Fallout Feed, a Skyrimatic podcast, our YouTube channel, the Chatterbox, as well as other content. Once again, thank you for downloading, and we'll see you in the wasteland.